All right, yeah, we live. Sound like we're good. Oh no, we were just like at least 20 minutes late. It's crazy.
Oh well, technical difficulties.
I know, right? Like Twitter wanted to act up.
It's not VF's fault. It's not any of our fault. Nobody was late. Technical difficulties.
Yeah, it's just real stupid.
Goddamn Twitter.
Now y'all see why I don't be on this shit.
Well, you're not on that shit for other reasons.
Other reasons, right?
Well, that's another one. Fuck Twitter.
All right, Jim Cornette.
No, all right.
No. Episode 139. Hey, look, the initial live that I went through, that shit said 193. I was like, I had my son. I had it all backwards. I had my son with me and everything. I've been trying to type, and he was eating the food that I had right here. And I've been trying to watch him, so it was all over the place. And I was like, yeah, let me fix that. But nevertheless, we're back again. The weekend's over. NFL Draft Pass, another couple episodes of The Last Dance. DJ showed us a reveal of the PS5, so that's going to be interesting. We're going to talk about that as well. Other than that, it's just been another semi-normal, weekend.
VF,
no,
did you post?
I can do that right now. I totally forgot.
Because they're probably looking for it. Because the other one says you removed it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's all good. I'm gonna do that now. Here we go. Yeah, and so everything else is just like a normal weekend. There's a little technical difficulties with Twitter, but it's all good. We're live and we're a go. So, DJ, how was your weekend? And don't tell us how you feel about the draft yet. That's what the ranking's for. But other than that, how was your weekend?
I'm about to say I wasn't even going to say anything about the draft, but my weekend was good. Did I? I didn't really do much this weekend. I know that today I've been planning getting back into Grand Theft Auto 5. Been playing that and just realizing how much I miss playing this game. So that's what I've been mostly doing. But other than that, ready for another episode, barring getting over more technical difficulties, which we don't foresee. So let's go.
Nah, hopefully everything will go smooth. So everything will go smooth. Bills, what about you? How was your weekend?
Pretty much was what it was. Just kind of played Xbox. Since I have my Xbox One fucking finally. A lot of Call of Duty. And a lot of 2K. Those are, and a little bit of Madden. But, yeah, pretty much just what I've been doing. Just restarted my marketing for my social media accounts. And
shit, minus
fucking Twitter.
Right.
Fuck Twitter.
Exactly.
Facebook, IG, and, it was going to be Twitter, but now,
You should try Parler.
You
should try the social media. You should try the social media called Parler. It's new. I learned Parlor. I saw it the other day, and I was like thinking about doing it myself.
Oh damn! I didn't know he got asked that question. Wow.
I think it's a social media called Parler. Social talking app in the app stores on the Apple and Google. Just like our podcast on Apple and Google, you can check that out and find us there.
Also special fuck you to Spotify.
Yeah. They still haven't.
A continued and sustained fuck you to Spotify.
Yeah, they need to really at least tell us no if anything. They haven't told us anything.
Yeah, fuck the fi.
Right.
Spotify left us on red.
Right. So it's like fuck y'all. But anyway, like I said, we're going to talk about the draft rankings because I got the tier list and PS5 console reveal, Last Dance 3 and 4. We're going to talk. Well, DJ and Bills are going to talk about that, but we're not going to get into that. And, majority rules, and they push my punk ass out the way. So they want to talk about 3 and 4. So we're going to talk about 3 and 4.
I was about to say it was going to happen anyway.
Now to put y'all on mute. No, I'm just messing with y'all, man.
After all the technical difficulties, we might never come off mute. It might not be
I know. Shit. I said, hell, I might hit mute, and all of us like them being mute. And we be fussing at each other like, and everybody in the chat be like, sound. We still fussing, not paying attention.
Right.
But here's the tier list. I guess if whatever y'all want to start with is totally up to y'all. I mean, it doesn't matter. But I have the tier list already up and running. If y'all want to do the draft, I also got to pull up the teams too.
Let's get this out the way.
Okay, let's see.
Because it's basically gonna be you and Bills leading the way on this one.
Really, you don't have any say in none of the team's picks?
I have a little bit of say, but I've watched it. Not really. I just followed the highlights.
Okay.
Well, it's okay. A1 knows I don't really like watching any of the off-season stuff anyhow. It's like I don't go into really deep details and looking and educating myself on every aspect of the draft, all season trades. I was like, as soon as we get into training camp, that's when my mind gets into gear. So
right, I got you. What I'm trying to do right now, I'm trying to just pull every team up with all their picks instead of what first round, second round, third round. They're like, first round, all the picks, second round, all the picks. I'm trying to figure out the team and everybody that they picked. And I can't find that. See, they got picks by round.
Type in 2020 NFL draft picks by team.
Oh, I should have done that, didn't I? That makes sense, right?
You should see something by Sports Illustrated. It was 3 days ago. And then there's, I guess, Sporting News has one too. That was 12 hours ago.
Hold on, wait a minute. Okay, they got it, but they got it in the alphabetical order. But I mean, that's fine. That's fine because it's not like we don't care anyway. Because what we're gonna do with the draft here, we're gonna pick a team and go.
See, this one, Sporting News is doing it by division. I don't know if you maybe want to do it that way.
No, it's cool the way it is now because I like the way it's set up right here with the just the teams. It doesn't need to be division. As long as I got the teams in every pick from each team instead of each round. Because if you do each round, we could be going back and forth.
The one I'm looking at for Sporting News, they at least they have them listed in order by round. So I just have to find the team that you're talking about.
Don't worry about it. I got you. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna send you the link. Great. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put the link.
I'll just follow along on my phone. It's easier that way than I have to click and everything on the computer. So just whatever team you go.
Wait a minute. Hold up. I got it to where
Daniel Daly says on Wikipedia.
I got it on Sporting News by team.
That's the one. That's the one I told you.
Yeah, that's one we got. That's one we got. I got the SI one
because this one says jump.
Oh, you got SI. I got SN.
Yeah, because Sporting News, the one I was telling VF about, it's set up by division, but it has all the teams where you can click them and literally it just pops all of them up.
Yeah, this one is sorted by the grade that they give out.
I got it. It was the second link. I got it. Excellent. Okay, that'll work.
Okay, Real Football Gamer, I just got NBA Live 10. I used to love this game's gameplay. It wasn't too realistic like other versions, but it was very smooth. It was a very smooth and fun game. I'm
gonna tell you about NBA Live 10. What you need to do, play on you can play it on basic difficulty and put it at 10-minute quarters. And if you run plays, you'll get realistic stats and scores. If you put it on 12 minutes, you're gonna have 1980 scores, like it'll be 145 to 150 or something like that.
I'm about to say those are current scores now.
Well, that is true, but when we're looking at 2010, that wasn't the case. But I get what you're saying. You're right. But that's how I play NBA Live 10. I play with 10-minute quarters because it's like in the third quarter, it's like 101 to 105. And I'm like, what the hell?
I think honestly, to me, outside of the fact that no shots hit the fucking backboard in NBA Live 09, I would say I prefer NBA Live 09 over NBA Live 10, but because of that caveat, I almost have to pick NBA Live 10.
The only problem I really have with 10 is the post-up game. It's very, very basic.
It's very basic, and you feel tethered to the guy that you're posting up or defending. Yeah. It seems like there's like a magnetic force pulling y'all together.
Yeah, that's the only problem I had with it.
Daniel Daly, that's not true. You can get realistic stats doing 12-minute quarters.
Yep.
Not on Live 10. You can't. I still
No,
play
not
that
on Live
Dynasty.
10. Definitely not.
Yeah, not on Live 10 because I still play that Dynasty. Like I said, I traded Kirk Henry. I actually stole Tracy McGrady from the Rockets.
I'm about to say, also the key to getting realistic stats with 12-minute quarters is playing it realistically and not trying to like force every type of action there is.
I've been playing.
I think the problem with Live 10 though, Live 10 still suffers from that fast gameplay. So you really can't slow the game down even when it's on slow. So that's why I say 10-minute quarters.
Oh,
it's
no.
I was applying to realistically.
I was applying to Daniel Daly's talking about for basketball games in general. I was like, well, I know in 2K.
Oh, gotcha.
You know,
we play with 12-minute quarters all the time, right?
You know, the extra 2 minutes depends on how good you. Not necessarily.
Daniel Daly. Here's the thing you got to understand about this podcast. Like, this is the only podcast you'll probably find where we can literally play the regulation amount of time on any game that we play, and we'll get realistic stats because of, rosters or sliders. Like, we can play, we can play 15-minute quarters on Madden and get realistic stats.
Yep.
I'll put it like this. We are probably only people in, well, I don't know if we're still in the Sim football community. It kind of kicked us out, but we're like the only people that we're the only. They're like exactly. We're the only people that came from that group that actually play like we see on TV. You see other people. They want the movement. They want the animations. They want the gameplay to be realistic. We want the entire package to be realistic. You'll go look at some of these dudes. They play Madden with 12-minute quarters. Or they play with 10 or 7.
They play. They play 2K with 2K view, shitty ass view,
right?
On fast breaking ass view.
Exactly. And they'll play 2K with like 8-minute quarters. Like I know for certain, me and DJ play Madden with 15-minute quarters.
Mm-hmm. I know that too. Y'all got me on that with the accelerated clock.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And that's how we do it. So I can't speak for everybody. Daniel, I think the only game I don't play with focal is like the NCAA games because NCAA games never was able to implement a full 15-minute quarters for the college games. But all the other games, go ahead, DJ.
And then I was saying with NHL, you definitely have to finagle the sliders to get a realistic game at
that's
20
like
minutes.
A fucking
That's
what I call 2K, the fucking Da Vinci Code. you have to solve the Da Vinci Code on NHL to figure out.
It's like you have to finagle with the sliders. You have to do research, go on forums.
That's what I had to do with. That's what I do with NHL 14. I do
out the box 10-minute periods are the
perfect
the green zone. Yeah,
I think the thing with NHL
like 10 to 12 minutes there.
Yeah, because NHL set the game up just to play like that. I think that's one of the casual things about it. They'll give you the realistic stats with those minutes, but for us, we like to play like what we see when we watch TV.
But it's like I told DJ, my issue with NHL. And I think his issue is the same, is the reason why we don't get realistic stats. Half of it is the pacing and not dumping the puck enough for the computer.
Right.
And the other is just they take too many shots on certain difficulty levels.
Yeah, they do. They get terrible with it.
I mean, as soon as they cross their third of the ice, it's like, all right, go time. They
don't even try to set you up or nothing.
Right. So that's the thing.
But nevertheless, let me pull up this screen right here. Get the tier up. Let's see. Okay, good. All right, there's the tier. Oh, let me move this. Everybody who's here, Freddie G, what's going on? Daniel Daly, also Real Football Game. Appreciate that. Appreciate you guys coming through to support. Let your friends know and tell them to let their friends know as well. So this is the tier of.
What is S supposed to stand for?
Superior.
Yeah, superior.
Oh.
Yeah. So we got that, and we got all the teams down here, all 32.
We don't have an F in here?
Yeah, I don't get. That's why I was asking.
That. D is like not necessarily failing, but not necessarily passing.
No, I just thought about that. I just thought about that because all the tiers I don't think they have another one with an F. I'm just being honest with you.
You might as well just make that D and F.
Can I do that?
Can you?
I don't know. It looks like... There you go.
Why don't you just do A, B, C, D, F?
No.
How about that? How about that?
Yeah, there we go. L. All right, so we can put the Cowboys there. And
Chill.
No,
So we're going to alphabet.
We're gonna do
order.
AB. Yeah, we're gonna do A, B, C, D, L.
So we go in alphabetical order as far as
No. But as far as the teams go, it's all random. Whatever teams we want to pick, and we'll jump on that. One more thing before we go. Freddie G, real quick, said NBA Live 07-09 wouldn't substitute players unless it was in foul trouble. Yes, I do remember that. They didn't do by fatigue and rotation until 10. To be honest with you, I think that was the first game that did that.
I know currently for 2K, I have an issue of when teams call timeouts.
I was gonna.
Yeah, they do that kind of odd.
I was just gonna bring that up.
Yeah,
they do that on 2K20. It's an odd time.
Yeah, because before they used to call timeouts usually around like the 7, no matter what was going on. But now it's just like, oh, you can go a whole first quarter without
a sub.
Well, here's the other thing: is I think timeouts they can use that as another trait for those coaches. They have so many settings for them. I think
10 did it. 10 did it really good, though. I will say 10 did substitutions real good.
But it's like, yes, you'll have a team on the ropes, and they let it get a bit too out of hand, and then call a timeout.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But see, the thing was, Live would call you out for it, right? If you get down by 20, Live would be like,
why is he calling timeout?
Coach must be asleep over there.
Right.
I wish 2K would do that, something like that, where it's like, I don't know why this coach
I feel like the AI doesn't call a timeout until like one of your players has their takeover. I feel like the timeouts, if they're not doing them regularly, like because later in the game they'll start to go accordingly, but then it's like that first quarter is like somebody has to be in a takeover in order for the AI to call timeout, or you have to go on that like 10-15-0 run to get a timeout call.
Right.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm gonna talk about 2K a little bit later too. There's a lot of positives I've been seeing. So,
all right. So,
and we can also talk about that roster that you
What team y'all want to start off with? I mean, it doesn't really. We don't have to do alphabetical. I mean, we're going to go through all 32, and we're just going to look and see what we got.
I'm going to say the Dolphins, honestly.
We're going to go with the Dolphins. What about you, DJ? You good with that?
I would. Yeah, we can go with the Dolphins.
I think the Dolphins are easily an A.
Or why not just put them at S? Because the way we were talking was like they ain't messing.
We got rid of S, right?
Oh no, it's A, B, C, D, and L.
Okay, A. Yeah, we'll put the Dolphins
in A. You solve your quarterback problem. You got them some help on the line.
They got offense. Let me tell you something.
They got a trade at running back.
That second round pick of Robert Hunt from Louisiana is going to be a steal in the second round. That was a damn good pick. I saw that kid play against Georgia Southern, and he did a damn good job against our defense. He's like 6'6", 340 or something like that.
Miami addressed their needs, and they also made trades outside of it, outside of the draft. So they're definitely an A.
Okay, they get an A for that. I agree. They got Patrick. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's the Baltimore. I'm looking at something else. They got Blake first. So that's a long. They did pretty good. What's the next team y'all want to look at?
Well, I have a personal preference, but I just picked the Dolphins, so y'all can go.
Let's get Washington out the way.
Okay, get your Washington Redskins out the way. Let's look at them.
Let me just look at all their picks. So they picked a whole bunch. Okay, here we go.
They got Chase Young first, and Antonio Gibson.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you what I would give y'all right away. I'd probably give y'all a B, just based on the fact that y'all found a gem at receiver from Liberty.
Yeah, Antonio Gandy Golden, he is really good. I watched him play against Georgia Southern in the bowl game. Mm-hmm. Kendall Vildor, he's the cornerback that went from Georgia Southern. He picked the ball off from him, but we're not going to talk about that.
Oh boy!
But Antonio Gandy Golden he's like 6'4", 215, 220.
Yeah,
really good hands.
I point the ball.
Yeah, he's a really good. I think he has all the fixings and size to be a number one receiver for you guys. Excellent pick at the 4th round. Like I said, he's one of those guys that basically under the radar, like other guys I talk about in the Sun Belt Conference or whatever. He wasn't in somebody that independent, but he's like one of the guys nobody talk about, but he's going to end up being really good for y'all. That was a damn good pick.
The reason I would give y'all a B is simple. Y'all didn't overthink that second pick. Chase Young was y'all's guy. You went with him.
Mm-hmm.
You can't really. I mean, that automatically votes y'all to at least a C. But then, like I said, the Antonio Gandy Golden pick, the Antonio Gibson pick is going to be another good one. And then, of course, we got line help in the 4th round. So I think,
outside of Chase Young, they didn't get nobody flashy, but they got people that are going to come in and put some work in.
Yeah, because I'm looking at Sidney Charles. A lot of people are saying he's definitely a steal of the draft, like one of the steals of the drafts. And because a lot of people looked at his discipline issues that dropped him where.
Well, first, do you agree with it, B, DJ?
What was that?
Do you agree with B before we put it?
Oh yeah, I do agree with B, because the main thing I was looking at was Antonio Gibson. The fact that now we got 2 guys that you can line up anywhere, and you can run or pass with them. Steven Sims, we currently have, he can line up pretty much everywhere and also do special teams. So yeah,
I'm telling you, DJ, Gandy Golden is gonna be something special for y'all. And
he's gonna work his way into. I think he's gonna work his way into a lot of snaps next year.
I'm telling you, he's gonna perform so well in practice. He ain't gonna work his way in. They're gonna be blown away about that kid.
They are. But I'm saying he's gonna. That's what I'm saying. He's not gonna be a 4th round pick that sits around for a couple of years.
Right.
Like, he's not.
No, he's very good. Like I said, I watched him in the bowl game because I knew they had a good passing attack. Liberty did, but when I watched him play, I was like, "Yo, this kid is good." They need to put Vildor on him, or he was going to smoke everybody. And he was like smoking us in the first part of the game. Vildor contained him for the rest of the game once they put him on him, but he still got some catches. He's a good kid. I mean,
we can get our personal teams out of the way if you want to get the Falcons next. And I'll do
it don't matter.
My former team after that.
Well, one last thing about the Skins. I was disappointed that they didn't draft a tight end until they signed Moss as an undrafted.
And the fact that he didn't go, why in the hell he went undrafted? Yeah. I don't understand that.
Because he's, you wonder why? He at this point doesn't have tight end athleticism in this era. Those tight ends are a lot more athletic than him. He's going to have to get in shape and get faster. He's painfully slow at times. I watched him last year.
So basically, he was. Everybody thought he should have been hired because of the team he was on, not because of the person he was.
Yeah, I mean, he has good hands. He's a good route runner, but he needs to get faster. He's not an elite athlete at that position, or even a middle of the road. I think he's a bit below average as far as an athlete at that position. He's like painfully slow at times.
I mean, that's fair because I mean, even when he, I mean, the times that I've seen him on the field at LSU, it was nothing flashy. So I get what you're saying. So that's cool.
Oh, I also want to put a reminder to the chat. Chat, y'all can put y'all grades out if y'all want to as well. I'll just let you guys know.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to just stand there and just listen to us. I mean,
hopefully, I hope they're not standing anywhere. Hopefully, they're sitting down and just chilling. I'm like, where are you gonna go if you're not at work?
And social distancing too. They say we still need to do that shit. So,
well, apparently Pence wasn't practicing that.
I know, right? Let's look at the Falcons. AJ Terrell, Clemson, cornerback. They roasted this kid because of what happened in the LSU game. Never to forget the fact that all his other games have just been phenomenal, but he got toasted in the LSU game.
And forget the fact that they were showing the other corners holding and tugging and just to stay with their people. So yeah,
right. And he was actually playing the right way. You know what I mean? But nevertheless, who was going? You name me one cornerback that did good against LSU any part of the season last season. Thank you. So it was like that team was just on a mission. I mean, I'm saying that team was just on a mission. I mean, you say what you want, but I think that's a really good pick. Got rid of True Font, plug in Terrell. You did right there. Marlon Davidson, I'm gonna tell you something about this kid. This kid is nasty. If you haven't looked up this kid, look up this kid and listen to the things that he said and look at some tape. He looks
he's now
the rest of these. Yeah, he's a monster. I mean, he's chasing down receivers at 300 pounds. And I'm like, what? But the rest of these picks, I don't know. Mekhi Walker, Jalen Hawkins look pretty good.
They wasted their pick on a punter.
Yeah, we did a 7-round pick. We got a punter, so I'm like, all right. Well,
I should automatically be an L, but It's rule number one: do not use a draft pick on a punter or kicker.
But no, I think at the end of the day, when you look at they got need, Marlon Davidson did the Davidson pick is the standout because I think Terrell's gonna be okay. I mean, it's a big corner. He's like 6'1", 210. I don't know much about Hennessy or Walker. I know a little bit about Jalen Hawkins. So I think they could have done better. They basically just went a bunch of needs. Me personally, I'm going to give them a C. I could give them a B because of Marlon Davidson, but there's nothing flashy about any of these picks. Me personally, I'm giving them a C because of everything after the second round. Like after the second round, like you just picked up a bunch of needs because Alex Mack's not going to be around longer. So Hennessy, they got him. They needed another linebacker to help Deion Jones. Safety, Keanu Neal keeps getting hurt, so they got a safety. And I don't know why they picked the punter. They could have picked a few other guys that probably would have helped. So what are you guys' thoughts?
I'm good with a C.
Yeah, I'm good for C as well.
Yeah, I mean the picks aren't bad because I mean they got a bunch of needs. Like everybody who I named, I mean look, Trufont's gone, get a cornerback. Tack McKinley keeps getting hurt. And what's his name went to the Titans? The boy from Clemson. What's his name? The one that couldn't sack nobody that saved his life. Whatever, he's gone. Yeah, he's gone. So you got Davison. Alex Mack is getting old. You got a center. Deion Jones need help. You got a linebacker. Keanu Neal can't stay healthy. You got a safety. So they got a bunch of needs. Vic Beasley. There you go. Vic Beasley.
Oh, that guy.
Got rid of him. So you needed another defensive lineman. So there's a bunch of needs. So I'm okay with it. C, not too bad, not too good. Definitely middle of the road. Let's jump to the Patriots. Your former team, Bills.
Can you just put them? Can you just put them at L real quick? Let's get that out of the way.
Go right there. I knew it was going to go there.
Let's put that up there.
I'm literally trying to figure out who they got that was actually pretty decent.
Fam, the first pick of the draft that they took in the second round is a freak athlete. Other than that, all these other dudes are useless. And I'm going to tell you why they're useless. Because of the fact that they traded out of the first round when Jordan Love was sitting right there to be taken.
Oh, they get the L for real.
When Patrick Queen, who's a freak athlete at linebacker, was right there to be taken, which they need, they didn't take him. When Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who is a running back that would fit a roster that has a quarterback that needs to dink and dunk and develop, they didn't take him. They go to the second round and they take a cornerback. They take a cornerback or safety. What was it? Safety? Yeah, they take a safety.
Mm-hmm.
Then it gets even worse. Because after that, what do?
Oh, they drafted a kicker too? Oh,
no,
yeah.
Let me tell you something. This is where they did. This is where they fucked up.
I heard something about that kicker too.
No, this is where they fucked up at because they could have got the kicker from Georgia Southern and they would have been all right.
They could have got.
I don't know who this kid is.
They could have got homeboy from Georgia Southern. They draft 2 tight ends in a row in the fucking third round. Get them the fuck out of here.
See, the problem with this is
like seriously. No. I'm sorry. One more thing. Bill Belichick himself said a quarterbackless draft wasn't our plan. So why didn't you fucking draft one? You asshat.
L.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. Like this just I can't wait until this season ends and they go like 6-10. And he fucking retires because it's gonna be what I called.
Oh, he said the kicker that y'all picked up got racist tattoos.
Yeah, he had to have them removed or covered up.
Yeah, that was the
wow.
Thing. Yeah.
So like I said,
let me show y'all.
Perfect for the Boston area.
Let me show y'all my kicker. Look at this is my kicker right here. Look at
the monster. I've been paying attention to post him for
50-yard no step, and 60-yard one step. Look at this. This is 60-yard two step. That dude's a killer, bro. I don't see why they didn't pick him up like at least in the fourth round. Look at this one step. Boom.
That kid's a monster.
Come on, man. Come on.
Let's go to Buccaneers real quick. This is kind of
The
interesting.
Buccaneers. Okay, here we go.
Tristan
So
Wirfs.
hold on. We never gave up a rating for your team.
Yes,
We did. It's fucking L.
L.
Oh, you gave him an L.
Now I gave him an L.
DJ agreed. So
I didn't even know DJ agreed. My bad.
he said,
I was saying L right from the beginning.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
my actual team. All right. Tristan Wirfs is a good pickup for Tampa Bay. Offensive line.
They needed that if they had Brady or not. Their offensive line wasn't that good.
Then you take Antoine Winfield Jr. in the second round. I think he's going to be really good, and you need cornerback help. Cornerbacks are fucking garbage last year. They were in the 20s, I think, in pass defense. Tyler Johnson at receiver looked promising, but yeah, I mean, they just kind of took the best player available from rounds 5 and on, which is what I think teams in their position should do. I would have liked them to get Jonathan Taylor, but the Colts kind of ruined that. We'll get to that. So as far as
Raymond Calais, that dude's a beast, man. Dude's like 6 foot 230. I watched him play against Georgia Southern as well. That dude can run the ball. He's really good.
Well, Ronald Jones is gonna have some competition at running back.
Yeah, he's gonna have competition with that one. That dude's nice.
Yeah, that seems like it's setting up Tampa to have a strong running game to back up a veteran quarterback.
I can't speak for Keyshawn Vaughn. I can't because I don't know him. Like, he played for Vanderbilt. I mean, dude probably got like 3 yards to carry running the ball with Vanderbilt. You're running the ball with Vanderbilt in the SEC. I'm like, who are you running over? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Maybe he gonna catch passes out of the back. I don't know him, but I give this a solid B.
Yeah, I give it a B.
I give it a very solid B.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say B.
Yeah, I'll give it a solid B.
All right. So, I mean, we might as well get this out of the way. Let's talk about the Packers.
All right. Let's talk about the Packers.
All right. So,
jeez.
So their entire draft, they did. We're going to get to the elephant in the room in a second, but all right. Your entire draft, you don't draft a wide receiver to help your man out. That's the first thing that jumps off the page to me. They went offensive line 3 straight rounds, which, okay, I get it. This is a pretty deep draft for offensive linemen. But, yeah, let's address the elephant in the room. You drafted a fucking quarterback, and you traded into that round.
Didn't he trade with New England for that pick?
No. Dolphins.
Okay.
Yeah, they traded with the Dolphins. And not only that, Bills, they turned around and got a running back in the second round.
And they turned around and got a running back when they have a star running back and they have a serviceable backup.
I don't know.
Did they pick up? Wait, hold up. Is that Runyon's son? Remember Runyon that used to play for
It might be.
It might be because Bills, I mean, DJ, I was just about to say, like, isn't John Runyon already playing or something?
No, he's been retired, but I figured that's his son.
Could be.
Yeah, it's him.
Okay, that's his son. Okay.
Yeah, so that's...
I'm looking at this draft now. I'm just scratching my head. I mean,
he didn't get Rodgers any help, and definitely that shadow that looms behind him for the next 2 to 3 years, unless Rodgers were to be like, you know what, I want out of here.
Yeah, Rodgers. Me and DJ. I'm not DJ. Me and Bill's talking about this after the podcast the other day. Like, Aaron Rodgers is on 2 more years on his deal. So I don't know how that's going to work out, but and I don't know what they were thinking. I mean, I'm not even going to ask y'all. I mean, this.
Wait, Freddie G, why I got to change my name? Because you think I'm a Bills fan?
Could be.
I'm not.
But I'm already giving them an L just because. I mean,
yeah, they basically deserve that L.
Yeah, you wasted this draft.
That first pick, trading into the first rounds to take a quarterback when you have Aaron Rodgers on your team is automatically an L.
No, just getting one in the first 4 rounds is an L if you got Aaron Rodgers. Honestly.
It's an L. It's an L on top of the fact they didn't get anything to surround even
wide receiver,
right.
This is what I'm saying. If you got a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers and you pick a quarterback first, second, or third round, I got issues with that, and I will give you at least. I'm gonna be generous. I'll give you at least a D for that. But the fact you trade into the first round to get a quarterback,
this isn't the pick you had. Like you deliberately
wanted this guy.
Oof,
you wanted this person.
Mm.
So it's like no L. Absolutely.
Okay, let's go to.
Let's DJ pick one.
Okay.
Okay, let's go with Philly.
All right. Well, I was kind of thinking about that too.
All right.
So Philly went wide receiver heavy a little bit. Jalen Reagor, if I'm saying his name right.
Which I see a certain person was basically trying to defend this. Not saying it's a bad pick, but there were better receivers out there. But I'm gonna leave that one alone because the fact that nobody picked Jefferson up was like I think Jefferson was a better pick.
that was crazy when that happened. I was just like, you sure you want to skip on Jefferson? All right, we'll see.
I personally think Jefferson was a better pick, and they're talking about they want to go with speed, but I'm like,
obviously the one,
never mind. Right, what you about to say?
Well, I was about to say obviously the one that hurts them. Well. Play on words.
No pun intended, right?
The Hurts pick definitely hurt the Eagles or the fan base because watching everybody, Pooh, Real Eagles Mama, whatever her name is, that whole Eagles nation over the Jalen Hurts pick. Damn.
So here's the thing about Jalen Hurts. And I've been saying this for years, and I know VF remembers me hammering Jalen Hurts. Every time one of these fucking Bama fans would come to his defense, I would always say the same thing. He's playing on Alabama. That's the only reason why he looks the way he looks. So you know what he did? He said, okay, I lost my starting job fair and square. Not an injury, just me being a fucking bum. So I'm going to go to Oklahoma in a pass-heavy, defenseless fucking conference, right?
Defenseless.
They're defenseless, bro. Baker Mayfield looked like the next coming in this conference.
In the Big 12, defense really don't shine.
No.
I mean, it's a pass-happy conference.
So Jalen Hurts, his issue, and, this is something that I don't think will change, is the fact that I have never seen him slide up in the pocket, slide left or right, and make a play from within the pocket. It's either stand in the pocket, clean pocket, and make a throw, or scramble. That's it. That's all he's done. If you look at Joe Burrow's stats, and obviously they're two completely, just as far as talent level, they're just completely different guys. But if you look at Joe Burrow and you want to look at a quarterback that basically he transfers to the NFL and he easily can go to the NFL and have success, Joe Burrow's that guy. He makes plays in the pocket. He slides up. He avoids guys, stays in the pocket, and makes an accurate throw. Jalen Hurts can't do that. He hasn't done it. He's been playing college football since I was in fucking high school, damn near. And he still can't do it.
I'm not in love with the Jalen Hurts pick.
Freddie G, come on, fam. We're not gonna do that.
I will say this. I will say that when he was at Oklahoma, he did display as a better quarterback, but that's not going too far because when he was in Alabama, he lost his job because he couldn't throw. He always had a problem with throwing. We all knew that.
Right?
I won't say I won't necessarily say that he really thrived in the Alabama because he had a lot of help in Alabama. But Oklahoma, I think he showed a better skill at quarterback. And that's not saying much, saying like he was on a quarterback level with the NFL, but I think he did better as
Freddie
a quarterback compared to Alabama. As far
as G, you want to know how he didn't? Let me address this real quick. Do you want to know why he didn't thrive? He didn't thrive because when he played against true competition, he looked like a fucking bum, and that's what he is. He's a bum, and he's probably a nice guy.
Hold on. I mean, we know his skill level wasn't there. I mean, when you comparing his skills to the NFL, no, but he's like the quintessential college quarterback. I mean,
but what I'm saying is the pedestal he's put on as this dude. He was the Heisman runner-up last year.
Yeah, because he played college ball like a college quarterback. I mean, he's the quintessential.
But that just shows how overrated college stats are.
No, I don't think it. It just shows you how a lot of people think that his type of gameplay can necessarily translate to the NFL, and I think that's why a lot of people like us are like beating up on him because it's like, no, you have a skill set to play college football, and I mean it's but when you compare it to the NFL, no, he doesn't, and that's why I'm actually surprised that he went anywhere, before the fourth round.
But that's what I'm saying, though. It's like compared to what these dudes make him out to be, he's a bum, bro. He can't make plays in a pocket that is not a completely clean pocket. He's had top tier talent on offense every time he's played. Whoever he's played with, he's had.
I'm at to disagree because I don't think anybody thinking that he's going to be a good NFL quarterback. I haven't heard anybody.
It's not about them thinking he's going to be a good NFL quarterback. It's about the way they assess his college career. It's like Freddie G saying he thrived. How did he thrive? When it mattered, he played horrible.
To me, I'm looking at him as your basic quintessential dual threat quarterback.
And he's no different than Troy Smith. But they were never talking about Troy Smith in college like this.
That's a perfect analogy. That is the perfect analogy. Him and Troy Smith, you're almost like splitting hairs. I'm not even.
Troy Smith never got hype like this in college, though.
No, because I mean, and I think he should have because I think Troy Smith could throw the ball better than Jalen Hurts.
Of course he could.
But I just think that when you look at, I think the problem is a lot of people are just trying to translate what he did in college. They're trying to translate it to what he can do in the NFL. And I never thought Jalen Hurts would be a good NFL quarterback. Maybe he will try to develop into a decent one, but I don't see him being anything outside of,
Freddie G, you didn't watch Troy Smith. That much is obvious if you're laughing.
I would say this. If anything, I would say that he will be a Tyrod Taylor. I see a lot of Tyrod Taylor and Jalen Hurts. I see a lot of rest in peace. What's his name that just passed away that played for the Vikings?
Who?
He played for the Vikings and the Seahawks. Who's the quarterback that just passed away?
Tavares Jackson?
Yeah. Tavares Jackson, yeah.
I see a lot of Tavares Jackson in Jalen Hurts. I don't see him as a starting quarterback that I mean, maybe I could be proven wrong, but I don't see that. I mean, my thing is, I think his college career is a good one, but I don't think it translates to the NFL. For once, I don't think he can throw the deep ball. I don't think he can throw that well, period. So,
Freddie G.
So,
Troy Smith went 30-6 in his senior year in college.
So, what are we giving this? What are we giving the Philadelphia Eagles? DJ, you go first.
I give them a C because I'll give them a C because they did address the wide receiver issue.
Yeah, they ended up drafting 3 wide receivers. I'll give them that.
But the only thing I question is the Jalen Hurts pick because it's just like what
only thing I like is the Kevon Wallace pick. I like the Kevon Wallace pick a lot.
Yeah,
I like that pick a lot.
I just see with what he like. Obviously, he's not going to start, but he is one. He's literally one snap away from being in the game. And with the pass rushers that the NFC East has put together, yeah.
Like I said, I see the Kevon Wallace pick. I like that. All the other picks, they're okay. Even the Jalen Reagor pick. I think that was a good pickup, but you had a better receiver to pick at the time. That's my opinion. Me personally, even though they picked up a lot of needs at receiver, they did get this one safety. Everybody else is a wash. Me personally, I'll probably give them a D. What about you, Bills?
I give him a D. Just because of Jalen Hurts back.
Yeah,
And it's because you can't waste those first two picks. The first and the second round are where you find your guys that you're going to build your team around for years to come. Or if you're a contender, it's where you plug in guys that you know are going to make you a Super Bowl contending team and legitimize you.
honestly, I think it's the other way around. I think picks 4 through 7 is where you find the gems.
I think you find the gems, but I'm talking about people that you know are going to come in and make an immediate impact. If you're drafting them in the first and second round, that's what you expect.
Yeah,
At basically every position. So if you're drafting Jalen Hurts, who should be a round 4 to 6 pick at best.
I give him a D because I mean, even with the receivers you picked up, that was a need. I just think these receivers are subpar.
I think it's a D. I agree.
I think the receivers are subpar at best. Rigger got speed; he can catch, but like I said, he's like the only standout when it comes to really the only standout that comes out in this their entire draft. I think K'Von Wallace would be a better impact player out of everybody that they picked up, and you just picked up a lot of the other wide receivers because of depth, and everybody else you picked, who knows? Hurts, he's ready. I mean, you don't know any, so. What's the next team y'all want to pick up on?
Oh, and one more thing. If you're going to take a quarterback because you value backup so much, you could have taken Jordan Love too.
Oh, wait a minute. And I have another thing.
No, based on who was available, who they should have got Eason or Fromm.
Well, we see where Fromm went, and there's a reason for that.
But I'm just saying, if you want to pick up a backup, you get one of those two guys.
They were going for a guy who they can, based on what they said, they were going for a guy who they can put in if Carson Wentz basically shits the bed as far as getting injured again. So if that's the case,
here we go. Because that was stupid.
It was very stupid. That's what they said. Because they asked Doug Peterson, they said,
I know, but if you want to get a player that can plug in if Carson goes down, you want somebody that's kind of excuse me, more prototypical to Carson Wentz. Jalen Hurts and Carson are almost two opposites.
I mean, yeah, but what I'm saying is, I think in general, based on his statement, that it's pretty ridiculous that Hurts, and now they're talking about running a dual quarterback system. I mean, it's ridiculous. You're just trying to validate that pick at this point.
What's the next team I want to run with?
Now Freddie G. Oh my God, bro. You're killing me with this. Did Jalen Hurts pay your mortgage, bro?
What's the next team you want to pick?
Let's go with the Cardinals.
All right, let's see.
Arizona.
Isaiah Simmons was a good pick, really good pick.
Good pick. Yeah, that was a good pick.
The next round was a good pick. Josh Jones, offensive line help for whatchamacallit? That was his name. Murray.
They picked up two defensive tackles back to back. And
Charlotte Lawrence is going to be pretty good. Lakai Fotu, I don't know much about.
This got C written all over it.
Ooh.
I mean, Josh Jones, obviously, to protect Kyler Murray, I get it. But outside of everybody else, maybe Rashad Lawrence. This got C written all over it.
I'll take a C.
First pick, second pick, and the fourth round pick with Rashad Lawrence looks good. But this just looks like a C because all three of these guys are like they're just straight plug and play. Nothing stands out to say, oh my God, what a great pick. But Isaiah Thomas is a very solid pick. I mean, Isaiah Simmons is a very solid pick.
Isaiah Thomas.
I'll say C.
I'm gonna say a C as well.
It wasn't bad.
I'm fine with them.
They took care of a couple of needs, and that was pretty much it.
They did. They really did. Excuse me. All right, I'm gonna pick a team. Let's go with the Minnesota Vikings. You know, they've been pretty quiet.
Well, that's That's
Jesus Christ, how many picks
almost
he
like
had?
L. That's like L territory.
Well, Zimmer, he was big on the draft this year. You could see.
Motherfuckers had 15 picks.
Yeah. Okay. So here we go. They picked Justin Jefferson.
And that was a good pick because they lost Diggs.
Yep.
Because
So they took care of a need there.
Jefferson and Gladney automatically are wins for me.
Yeah, Gladney was good too. He was good. Looking at anybody else they had, KJ Osborne. KJ Osborne is going to be a steal. That dude was pretty good in Miami. I watched him when they played against the Florida game. Florida played Miami. He played pretty good.
Kenny Wilkes too.
Kenny Wilkes out of Michigan State. I haven't seen much on him. They did get Nate Stanley as a backup from Iowa, which actually he plays pretty good as well for a quarterback. Ezra Cleveland from Boise State. I don't know much about him. I heard his name a couple of times. DJ Wanham from South Carolina. I heard he was okay, but he's from South Carolina. What can you say?
Oh wow!
But I did hear.
Hey, David, you about to get muted again, fam. Don't you ever in your life mention Jalen Hurts and Donovan McNabb in the same sentence.
That's why he's gonna do it.
Well, what do you guys think? Because this is a lot of picks, a lot of quantity. I don't see nothing.
I say A, and I'll tell you why. I say A because I think those first two rounds are two guys that can come in and immediately make an impact. I think the
KJ Osborne pick will be highly underrated. I think he's gonna do good too.
And Ezra Cleveland, offensive line help. You know what? I'll go B. I'm not gonna drop my standards. I'll go B.
Yeah, I'll go with B as well.
Because the Dolphins are the standard bearer. Nobody's topping them. So yeah.
I'm not. It's not the fact anybody topping them. I think that
I don't think they equal them.
No, I'm about to say, is it equal to them? It's close. It's very close. Because when you look at all these players that they got, and they got some good ones. They got, out of the 15 picks,
16.
Not too many people. They got 16.
16 picks.
Out of the 16 picks, they got at least probably about 6 players that's going to do good. And just based on draft standards, you got to understand, at the most, somebody maybe get between 6 and 8 picks a draft. Getting 6 players is actually pretty. It's actually pretty good.
There's gonna be a lot of people. There's gonna be a lot of people pushing the depth chart, so it's gonna be a lot of competition. So I'll definitely give it a B just for the fact that now you got all this. Everybody's gonna be fighting for positions everywhere, and plus they drafted for need. So
yeah, that's it's close to an A, but I'll give it a B. I can give that a B. That wasn't bad at all. Who's picking the next team?
Think it's DJ's turn?
Wait, no, VF, you didn't.
I picked the Vikings.
Oh, you did pick that?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Yeah, I think it's DJ's turn.
Yeah, I picked the Vikings, so.
Let's go with Baltimore.
All right, Baltimore.
So before we start Baltimore, I would say that Baltimore is one of the few teams where going into this draft, they pretty much all they need to do was draft best player available every time they drafted.
It looked like that's what they did.
Because they're in the position where they're already Super Bowl contenders. Don't overthink it. So yeah,
the Patrick Queen pick is really good.
Mm-hmm.
That's a damn good pick. So from the
they got interior help on defense too. So
yeah, the J.K. Dobbins pick was basically from us getting Hayden Hurst. Mm-hmm. From them, we traded Hayden Hurst, the tight end, for the Falcons did. So they got J.K. Dobbins out of that pick, which is I can see a 2-headed monster in the backfield for the Ravens. So that's pretty good. I can see that in a couple of years, J.K. Dobbins could possibly be the starter, maybe in 1 year. Devin Duvernay out of Texas is a good pick for a receiver because Ravens, they don't do good at picking receivers.
No,
also James Proch out of SMU is it's another good pickup. Everybody else look like they basically got best player available. Malik Harrison probably is the standout out of the picks based on best player
Oh
available.
no, you did not compare Hurts to Josh Allen. Okay,
Man, drop it, bro. Come on.
fam, these comments are popping up, right?
Yeah, they'll be all right. It's like, yeah, they'll be all right.
And Freddie G said the Ravens had the best drive. Man, all right, man. This motherfucker trolling.
Well, at least Jared's talking some sense. Hurts is a project QB like Josh Allen.
He's a project guy. You probably throwing the fucking trash.
And it's a ability to play to his strengths like Buffalo and Baltimore.
So what pick? I mean, what letter grade you gonna give these guys?
I would give them a B.
B?
A B, maybe a C.
What you think, Bills?
I'm gonna give him a C because in this situation, I can't really think of any way that they really ace the draft and come up to the level of the teams that are at B, and definitely not the Dolphins, because really this wasn't a make or break draft for them. So I can't, in good conscience, give them anything higher than a C.
I don't think they was in a win-win situation regardless. I mean, they didn't disregard, whatever.
So they just played it cool and just
like we said earlier, they picked the best player available like every single time. So
yeah, so definitely a C. All right, so we're all in agreement on that.
Next team.
Did you move that team Ravens to the C yet?
Yeah, I did.
Where are they? Oh, now you did. Oh, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the YouTube one. My fault.
What's the next team? Who y'all want to pick now?
Hold on a second. Let's go Cowboys. I want to talk about this.
That's funny. I was looking at them too.
All right, Cowboys. All right. What we got? CD Lamb.
So automatically those first two picks once again knocked him out of the park.
Yeah.
You addressed receiver where you can bolster that position a little bit more, and you have a guy that's a bit comparable to Amari Cooper, but super athlete, freaking nature. And then you also had to go and draft a cornerback, and you pretty much drafted the best one available at the time, because Byron Jones is gone.
Yeah, they drafted a couple corners, so
defensive tackle, you get a bit stronger in the middle, even though he played in the fucking Big 12, but we're gonna ignore that. And then everything else, center, just bolstering the line a bit more. Fourth round, you might come in and compete for a job. Maybe they can move him to guard or a tackle. Who knows? I think.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
I might.
Y'all playing around. These dudes probably can get an A.
That's what I'm saying.
And I'm looking at this quarterback from James Madison. I'm looking at the quarterback.
DiNucci?
Yeah, DiNucci. I'm looking at his stats. He looks pretty. He looks like they may. I'm not saying he's going to do good, but
he'd be a good
he has the potential to be a steal.
They picked another cornerback up in the fourth round.
I'm looking at this. I'm looking at him as a quarterback, and who they got with Dak Prescott. Dak is good, and I'm not saying that take nothing away from him, but the way they treating Dak, I would not be surprised if they give this guy a shot, and he may threaten Dak Prescott.
And they had to pick up the dude Tyler, I think mainly because didn't their center retire, Frederick?
He retired, right?
He retired. It was like a sudden retirement. But,
yeah.
Now you're seeing a lot of players retire at like 29, 30s. So,
This kid, what's his name?
I'm going to give Dallas an A. These are some really good picks they picked up.
Yeah, I'll give them.
I'll take it.
Yeah, they addressed everything and everybody. The only thing I'll probably have a knock on is the fifth round pick. That's the only one I could probably give them a knock on, because even the Tulsa pick with Reggie Robinson, I mean, that's a pretty good area to pick him at it in the fourth round.
Mm-hmm.
Like, keep an eye out on that seventh round quarterback. Keep an eye out for that, because with the situation with Dak Prescott, if he don't perform, it's gonna be all more reason to try to put this kid in. What's the next scene? What you got?
Let's see.
Freddie G.
Oh,
you know what Freddie G is? Freddie G's one of the people where you say the sky is blue, and he's like, nah, it's cloudy.
Wait a minute,
Just
didn't you
for the fuck
already
of
say
it.
this analogy about him before?
No, probably another
It
time.
sounds
Yeah.
familiar.
Probably another time. Yeah,
Man,
probably
we're
another
experiencing
podcast.
deja vu.
Jesus Christ, man. Talking about the Ravens had an A draft. Wait a minute.
So Ravens Nation is like, I think we had the best consistent picks, but an A grade would mean we drafted spectacular players every pick while filling in missing spots on the roster. All we did was improve our depth.
That's why we gave you a C.
Yep.
Which you get spectacular players for being bad in the draft, which is also false. All right. Anyway,
To get an A, you have to on damn near all of your picks. You got to pick up need plus players that are going to do really well.
Right.
Yeah. And fit in your system, et cetera, et cetera.
Ravens just kept it close to the vest and they just played it safe. And
So
they got paid.
It's not getting an A.
So what's the next team you want to pick up?
DJ?
I'm gonna go with Giants because their pick was based on the fact that we picked Chase Young.
Okay,
which automatically I'm like thumbs down because you was like, damn.
Okay, the Giants picked up Andre Thomas.
Yeah, not a lot of people were expecting him to go that high at all. Like
he's a good tackle, but no.
I think for that pick alone, the fact that you let another team make your decision for you, that's an automatic L.
Xavier McKinney's a baller.
Yeah.
And I like the Andrew Thomas pick.
Yeah, he's really good.
Andrew Thomas is going to be good, and Xavier McKinney is going to be good. Darnay Holmes is pretty damn good, too. And Shane Lemieux is another one. Shane Lemieux is going to be a stud on the line.
A lot of people don't talk about this Darnay Holmes pick. He's going to be really good. Tay Crowder, 7th round.
I'm looking at a B.
I'm trying to figure out why this kid fell this far. Tay Crowder is pretty good too.
Looking at it.
Okay, maybe a C, but that the first pick was definitely influenced by the Chase Young pick.
Yeah, but regardless, it was a good pick.
That's why I'm giving him a C instead of an L.
Nah, I'm giving him a B.
Carter Coughlin out of Minnesota.
Two spots.
I mean, he allowed Georgia to run all up and down on him, so he gets an L.
That were great individual picks.
He gets an L. So yeah, I mean Georgia Southern ran almost 300 yards on them, so he gets an L. TJ Brunson, yeah, okay, that's not a bad pick. He's okay.
I'm giving him
Minnesota, Chris Williamson. The cornerbacks from Minnesota actually did pretty decent, so he gets an half an L. He gets a lowercase L.
Lowercase L.
What do you guys think? I think this is okay. I can give.
I'll give the Giants a C, but before that, I really wanted to give them an L because they let another team decide their pick.
Yeah,
and they picked the guy that wasn't supposed to go at the number he went. So
when you look at all the picks, they're pretty solid. I give them a C. What you think, Bills?
I said B.
Say B.
Damn, I'm just now getting your invites in my email. What the fuck?
Yeah, man. Anyway, it's all jacked up.
I'm going B, but I'm not gonna die on that hill if y'all say C.
I'm saying the highest I'll go is C.
Yeah, I'll give him a C. Y'all two already picked the team. Let's go with the Jaguars.
Jaguars.
All right, the Jaguars, CJ Henderson, Kavon Chasen, two really good picks to start out. CJ Henderson a little bit high in my opinion, but still not a bad pick. The 4th round pick, I don't know how in the hell this kid got away in the Shaquille Quarterman from Miami. Damn good pick for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Trying to think anybody else I see. The Chenault pick out of Colorado is okay. I think he's going to surprise a few people. But the number 9 overall 9 pick, 20 pick, and the 140th pick are really good. Everybody else, I'm curious to see what Jake Lutton's going to do because they still have a quarterback issue. I don't care what anybody say. Minshew's not the guy right now.
So here's a point you just brought up. I'm gonna give him a D just because of that.
What's that?
You got to go and get a quarterback in that draft way higher. Minshew's not the guy. And I don't care.
I can agree with that. This is a perfect place where Jordan Love could have went 20. Perfect.
Yeah, I give him a D, bro.
Mm.
That's something you have to address. Minshew going into this season unopposed, he already has this like aura about him, like he thinks he's like hot shit because he's like the football lifer, like fucking football purist dream. Oh, we watched him at this small school. Who cares? I'm sorry. Prove it on the field, bro. And if you have nobody come in and oppose him, it's just gonna all go to his head. I think they should have drafted a quarterback way higher.
Not only that, if you're going to keep Minshew around, you should have went with a little bit more of the offensive line. You got one in the 4th round to at least to protect him. They did end up getting Jake Luton out of, they did get him in the 6th round. I don't know how good he is, but maybe he'll surprise a few people. But I agree with you. Quarterback should have been at least 3rd round. Like, this is another one. Even if you don't want to get, Henderson, I mean, you don't want to use your 1st or 2nd round picks. This is a perfect place you could have got Jacob Eason or Jake Fromm. It's gonna been a perfect place you could have got them. But I don't know. D, I could agree with the D, even though I think Shaquille Quarterman and with him and having Chasen next to each other, that's gonna be scary. Those two guys can play. DJ, you got anything to add?
C.
C?
Yep, C.
I can see a C because of, like I said, Quarterman, Chason, and Henderson. I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that. I'm trying to think anything else. Chenault is another good one. If they did get a quarterback in the 3rd or 4th round, they probably would have got a B. I'm with you, DJ. I'm going to give them a C.
Because the reason why I say a C, because I think in the long term, they're not good. Their record is going to be poor this coming season. And they're going to shoot for Clemson's quarterback.
Really? Daniel Thomas
that's a long-term goal.
Daniel Thomas looked pretty good for Auburn as well. Now I just forgot that they picked him in the 5th round, but I could say C. C is okay because you got some ballers in the 2 first-round picks, 2nd round, and I have no idea why Quarterman ended up in the 4th round. That dude's gonna be a steal,
right?
I don't. Let's look at this question right here that Ravens Nation put up earlier, and I think you already. Freddie G answered it. He said, "What type of impact you think CeeDee Lamb will have on the Cowboys?" Bills, what you think?
Game breaker.
Another game breaker.
Okay.
He has good height. He has great speed.
I don't even think it's the height. His hands are. That's the thing. His hands.
No, but I mean his height, like for how Dak throws the ball, his height.
You trying to say that man Cam Newton?
I'm saying based on where Dak can put the ball as opposed to where he can't, I think CeeDee Lamb's a perfect receiver for that offense.
Yeah. Okay.
And yes, I do think sometimes he be Cam Newton it up. so there's that.
All right, what's the next team y'all want to run with?
Oh, I have an interesting one. Let's go with the Bears.
Well, the Bears automatically get a D in my book. I mean a B in my book. So there you are, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Because of the 5th round pick.
The Georgia Southern guy.
No, I'm just messing. Let's look at they didn't have a 1st round pick, so they ended up getting Cole Met out of Notre Dame. They did get Jalen Johnson from Utah. He actually is pretty good as well.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Out of Tulsa, I have no idea why they picked him. Kendall Vildor. I'm not saying this to be biased. I'm dead serious. A lot of scouts had this dude as the number 1 or number 2 cornerback in the draft, and I'm not joking when I say that.
I really want to give this an L.
Okay.
I think they should have gotten a quarterback.
I was just gonna say that. I really want to give this an L.
What?
That's a team that is question mark at quarterback written all.
And here's another reason why I want to give this an L.
I can agree with that.
And here's another reason why I want to give this an L. You're the fucking Chicago Bears, and you need to fill in a bunch of gaps with all the fucking issues that y'all have from running back to you name it, y'all have it. and you sit out the third and the fourth rounds and don't trade into those rounds at all? Nah, fam, this is an L.
I will say this. What they should have done.
The L.
But I will say what they should have done. They should have got a quarterback. Also,
no, that's definitely not
a running back as well. But I'm looking at everything else. These are fairly solid picks, but they didn't address the need that they needed, and the main need they needed was a running back, because I think they're going to take a 1-year flyer on what's his name,
Foles.
I think they're going to do a 1-year flyer on him, and they're probably going to try to get a quarterback next year.
Think they could be also in the running for dude from Clemson.
And not only that, I think they kind of wanted to lean toward defense. That's why they got the 2 cornerbacks and a defensive end. I don't know why they got the tight end. I'm going to lean towards the D.
Okay, go ahead.
I think they should get a D on a scale, but both you guys says L, so
yeah, L.
All right.
Yeah.
And then one more thing about
they get him out of here.
and one more thing about Trevor Lawrence. Also, 1067, the Clan also wants the Redskins to get Trevor Lawrence. So it's
I'm gonna be honest and tell you that.
So if we had a 1067, the Clan icon on there, they would get an L.
Wait, is Pooh here to defend? The Eagles draft?
Nah, he's here to accept it.
I think overall, when you look at Chicago,
that was another one I went over his head.
I feel like they addressed their cornerbacks. Definitely did. I think the 2 cornerbacks they got was really good, but I think they're just trying to lean on defense. You got Mac, you got what's wrong, DJ?
Pooh in the comments section.
No, but you didn't listen to what I said. I said he's here to accept the D, and that's what he's claiming too. So,
but I just think at the end of the day, I think even though they didn't pick up who they wanted to pick up, pick up what they needed, that gives them an L. But I think their cornerback situation is gonna be really good. I think the Bears. I think overall throughout the season they're gonna be fine. But it really just their offense is going to have to take up another level because the defense is going to be okay. What's the next team you want to run with?
Why does it look like the Patriots are in there again? Like,
I don't know
what remaining icons.
I don't know what that is right there.
I just realized.
Let's go.
Oh boy. Okay. All right. I'm good.
Jets. Let's go Jets.
Okay, let's
Look at the Jets.
That first lineman they took, Becton's a fucking monster.
I like that kid a lot. Mekhi Becton out of Louisville is really good.
Denzel Mims is gonna be good too.
Yeah, Mims is good. They missed out on the other receiver from Notre Dame, but they end up getting Mims, so that's good.
I forgot his name.
LaMichael Piron is gonna be a stud. That dude is pretty good.
Wait a minute, is he related to Samaji? That's with Cincinnati now?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
I'm like, that's a rare last name, so
yeah, that's something to look up because I'm not sure.
Could be his little brother.
They did end up getting James Morgan, quarterback out of Florida National. So, Donald's been put on notice.
Oh God, another team that picked a punter in the draft.
Yeah, and they got Bryce Hall out of Virginia, which another person that nobody really talked about, but played pretty good. I've seen him in a couple of games throughout the ACC. He's actually pretty decent. Ashton Davis from California. I don't know too much about him, but these 2 guys from Florida, they picked up. Like I said, I watched these guys play against Miami, and they played pretty good. I actually watched them play against Georgia too. They did pretty good.
What round did they pick James Morgan, the quarterback?
4th.
Yeah.
I wish there was another L we could give the fucking Patriots, considering the fact that a team that they traded a 4th round pick to picked a quarterback in that round, the Patriots went an entire draft without picking one. But whatever.
Oh, and also just to go back on their kicker, the tattoo is still on him. He plans to have it removed and claims that he didn't know it was racist.
Yeah, okay.
Fuck him and fucking Patriots. How about that?
So what grade y'all want to give these guys? I'm gonna give the Jets a C, borderline.
Yeah, I'm giving them a C.
Yeah.
Like, NYK was about to have his life ended during the draft, so
Yeah, I'll say C, borderline B. But I'm leaning towards the C. What you got, Bills?
I'm not gonna fight it if y'all say C.
I'm looking at the quarterback situation. I'm curious how that's going to play out. The fourth round, someone got a shot.
I think Dude will probably be a solid backup.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean he's Florida International. I haven't heard anything about him, but you never know. Those be the ones.
There's so many teams in the draft I don't give a fuck about.
Trust me, I'm right there with you.
What's the next team y'all want to pick?
We got a request in the chat to do the Titans. Wait, let me just make sure.
Ravens Nation said do
the Titans next, so we can do Titans.
Let's get the Titans in there. Let's see. AFC South. Titans got
Isaiah Wilson, good pick.
That's a really good pick. Kristen Fulton is a damn
good one.
Yeah, that was the pick, Isaiah Wilson. That was the pick that was supposed to go where the Giants picked.
Yeah. Fulton, in my opinion, is on the level of he's on the level of Kendall Vildor. He's a damn good cornerback. Darian Evans is another good quarterback from Appalachian State.
Crap, but
really? you is something else.
I will give him that. No man. Listen, I went to Georgia Southern. We hate that team. We hate that school. We hate Appalachian State straight up. That's the biggest rivalry you never heard about. Appalachian State and Georgia Southern. Look it up. It's a really big rivalry. But Darian Evans is pretty good. I thought Jalen, I forgot his last name. I thought Jalen was a better running back that came out of there, but Darian Evans is good. Good 1-2 punch with Derrick Henry. Everybody else, whatever. Cole Mcdonald has the potential to take Tannehill's job, and I'm not joking.
That's why I was looking at that selection. I was just like, yeah, they know they need to build somebody behind Tannehill.
Yeah, and I'm not joking when I say that. NY kid could vouch for me. That kid could possibly take his job. No joke. What do you guys think?
I think the Patriots deserve another L for another team taking a quarterback. I'm sorry. It's mind-boggling to me.
I'm giving these guys a B.
I was going to give them a C.
I'm like every single.
I'll go B. I like the first two, and I like the quarterback.
Yeah, B. I do have room for a B, but yeah, C would be my initial.
Yeah, I'm looking at B because the first 5 picks are really good. The first 5 picks are damn good for the Tennessee Titans.
Right.
I'll give them a B. If they would have did a little bit better on the 5th pick or the last round 5 pick or the last pick, I would have probably looking towards to giving them an A because they did really good with their picks.
Man, there's a couple of these teams. I'm like, who gives a fuck? Jesus Christ!
All right,
let's do the Texans. I want to laugh.
Oh,
right,
boy.
Texans.
All right, let's see what they did.
All right, Blaylock, Greener, Heck, Reed, Coulter, L. I'm already putting it up. I'm looking at these players. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm that serious.
All right, let me try to look at this unobjectively. Oh, I should say objectively.
Even Sport News has got them. Yeah.
They had a lot of premier, like they had a premier spot in the draft. I'll say that right off the bat. I mean, there were no picks in the 6th and 7th. I mean, they had defensive tackle.
Handcuffed decision maker, handicapped decision maker. Somebody describing Bill O'Brien. Or Bob, in other words.
They
didn't do anything. I don't see anything. I'm looking at these names. I'm like, I don't care how good they did in college. He didn't do anything.
Okay, so The thing that will clinch the L for me is that they didn't even draft a running back.
The best player they got was Greener out of Florida.
Ooh.
And that's not even saying much. That just goes to tell you. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say they needed a running back. It would have helped.
In good rounds. Like, they were in the thick of the draft.
Yeah, where you had a lot of talent. I agree. I'm not going to say they needed a running back, but a running back would have helped because they did get the running back from Arizona, from the what's the receiver name? Hopkins pick, which is serviceable. He's not a.
He got it.
David Johnson is like he has every ability to be top 5 in the league, but it's like almost a guarantee he's going to get hurt.
And that's what I'm saying. I think as long as he don't get hurt, he's fine. And I mean, I'm not,
Well, shit. I mean,
that's what I'm saying, But it's like I'm okay with what they did. I'm not okay with what I'm okay with them not getting a running back, but they could have used one. I agree because of the fact that look, I mean.
I'm trying really hard not to give these dudes.
For me, makes this an L.
It's an L. It really is.
I'm trying really hard not to give these dudes an L.
He got rid of people because they would.
Well, I'm not even going to go that route because
I'm trying.
You might as well say he drafted a bunch of
draft, but he did so bad you can't help it but to bleed into the draft.
I'm trying really hard not to give these dudes an L right now.
Yeah, they got an L, bro.
Hold on a second.
They got an L.
Well, I mean, either way, I get outvoted, so yeah.
It's just terrible.
I'm not gonna fight it.
I mean, I just looked at the picks. I'm like, what the hell, L? I just look at like there's nothing out here to say.
There's no reason we should be looking at picks from the middle of the draft. It's like who?
Yeah, there's no anchor pick. I mean, Greener is like the closest thing to it, and he's not there.
Let's go. Let's go Raiders next.
Raiders?
Oh boy,
that's gonna be interesting.
See, I have to scroll down to find them.
Ruggs. Great. I'm gonna be honest.
I think that was a good pick.
I didn't like it.
I didn't like it at 12, but I think it's a good pick.
But that's the reason I don't like it is because I don't like it at 12.
They went for track speed.
Yeah, they did because they could have went and got
because this has James Jett written all over it.
Yeah.
My issue is they're trying to be the Chiefs and they don't have Patrick Mahomes.
Damn.
True. I like Arnett.
I do like Arnett.
I like the Bryan Edwards pick. I did not know that he went in the draft. And then I did not know Bryan Edwards went in the draft. That dude is actually pretty good. And
you know what?
I'm not joking when I say that.
You know what? I want to give this an L.
Really?
There is zero pass rush address there.
What, Tanner Muse?
Tanner Muse.
Tanner
Muse. Tanner Muse isn't he's not a pass rusher, bro.
He's a linebacker.
He's like a
that's right. He's the skinny guy. Yeah, I remember.
He's like a hybrid. He's like a hybrid.
He's like 6'3", like 210. He's like really small. Right.
I'm gonna give it a D.
I'll give him a D as well because outside of the Ruggs pick, Arnett is serviceable. Bryan Edwards.
Muse is a smart player, but I feel like they really needed to address pass rush.
I don't know, Bills.
The ammunition, but just not.
I might get outvoted on this, but this got C written all over it. You look at Arnett, Bryan Edwards.
I would say D. They really needed pass rush. They didn't get anybody. And they need to also look at quarterback too.
No, they got they got Carr and Mariota. I think they can hold out another year.
They need to look at
if they didn't have Mariota, then I'll be 100%.
Again, they need to look at quarterback.
Not for this year.
They could have drafted a quarterback for depth.
They could have, but
push Mariota at least.
They could have, but the fact that they didn't, it doesn't hurt anything. If they didn't have Mariota, I'd be 100% behind you.
They could have had like a
Swiss. This is you know what? This is exactly why they're getting a D minimum. They were 27th and 29th in pass defense last year, and it was not all on their quarterbacks. They got 0 pass rush. And those stats right there tell the whole story.
I give you that.
So I think it's a D, man.
It's a D because of the strength of the first 4 picks. And
29th in interceptions. Jesus
I don't know.
fucking Christ.
Yeah, that's criminal. And you only got a cornerback. Well, no, I'll take that back. You got Arnett. So you did kind of try to address that. Basically, Arnett and Edwards is from the Khalil Mack trade.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. It's like when we discussed that trade initially, you said that it would be smart. I'm not holding you to anything. What I'm saying, you said
I believe that I believe that the Raiders got robbed at first.
No. But I'm saying after you thought it was a good trade for them, you said that they could replace Khalil Mack's productivity.
They could have
with multiple players, right?
We would have got a 19. They had other players that was pretty good around 19. Hell, they had a good player that they could.
No. I agree with you, but I'm saying because they didn't, it makes it even worse. Because not only did you not get one player to replace him, you didn't even get 3 guys and say match his productivity. You got 0.
Right. Because didn't they have another pick from last year from the Bears that turned out to be their running back or something like that? Because they had like 3 first-round picks last year as well.
Let me look because it lists them all right here. I left the page for a second. Let me see.
Yeah, they had like 3 first-round picks last year. So,
okay, they had the first from the Bears, a third from the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
they got 2 first rounds and 2 third rounds.
But they had a third from the Pats.
Okay. No, I'm talking about this year. Yeah, I know that. I'm talking about.
They had a 4th from the Pats. Oh well, yeah, last year.
I'm talking about the year before they got a first round pick from the Bears too, because they got 2 first rounds from the Bears and 2 third rounds from the Bears last year to get Khalil Mack. So I think they got what's the running back number 28 for the Bears right now? Came from Alabama, ended up being rookie of the year or something like that. I mean, they got him as well. So I'm not saying it suffice for what they got for Khalil Mack, but based on what they got this year, I can agree with you. I think it's a D because they didn't address what they needed, but the talent that they got was strong. They got strong talent in this draft.
Especially, but it's like especially after remembering what Gruden said in one of the post-game press conferences was like, "Oh, it'd be great to have a pass rush." Yeah, no shit. I mean, oh boy. I'm running out of teams I care about.
Should just pick one. Fuck it. DJ, pick.
I'm about to say I stopped a long time ago. Saints.
Oh God.
All right, let's see. Saints.
I'm really starting to hate the Saints.
Oh, Jesus. Saints. Ruiz out of Michigan.
Ruiz is a good pick.
Out of Wisconsin.
Ruiz is a really good pick.
Bro, this is an L. Look at these picks. My God.
Damn, that sounded like look at these niggas. That sounded like...
Okay, I'll say this. The Saints were another team that pretty much, draft the best available, more or less. I'm almost
questioning that.
But come on, we know they're gonna choke. But I'm saying, man, I mean.
Man,
I'm trying to be nice here. If they didn't have a pick from 4, 5, 6.
Listen, if the Texans got an L, they get an L. You know what? They would have changed. You know what? It would have changed my mind if they would have actually got somebody really good in the first round to offset.
Here's why I'm not gonna give him an L. It's the only reason why. And this is petty, but I don't give a fuck. The fact that they took a quarterback and the Patriots didn't means they get a D. That's all. I think they get a D just on that strength alone, bro. I can't put them down there with the Patriots. If you're gonna give out L's, oh man,
Jared did it best. They had a chance to get Patrick Queen and they got Ruiz.
Look, man, they ain't gonna be shit anyway. That's why I didn't want to talk about them.
I just know that at quarterback it's going to be interesting because it's just
Tommy Stevens.
now that they officially signed Jameis.
Yeah, they got Jameis Winston. So
and it's funny, just to speak on Jameis for a second. He said some really good things about his decision to sign with the Saints. I'm like, he really talking about putting his ego aside. I'm like, it's a sign of maturity and I'm not gonna say for a black quarterback, for any type of quarterback, but you know.
I have a question. Over under on the number of games he plays this year.
Who?
Jameis.
Over under 2.
Yeah, I'll say like 3 or 4 at the most.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna play that much.
I think Brees gonna get hurt. He's gonna play.
I think the main thing, and one of the things he talked about, he was like, "Look, I get a chance to study from one of the best quarterbacks and the best coaches and stuff like that, and it's something that he needed. Also, and plus for the fact that he's going to be seen with like 20/30 vision for the first time in his career.
Well, that is true. That is true.
So, I'm like, he won't be squinting at receivers anymore. I know that much.
Let's look at these Cleveland Browns.
Oh God,
why?
Garrett Willis. They got Grant Delpit from LSU. That's a good pick. They went back to LSU in the 3rd round and got Jacob Phillips out of LSU. Donovan Peoples-Jones in the 6th round. Why did he fall that far? He was actually pretty good.
He underperformed.
Well, he did. That's true. At the end of the season, he did. That is true.
Jedrick Willis is a great pick.
Yeah. The first 2 are really good. And I like the fact that they got Jacob Phillips as well. Me personally, I don't think it's good enough to give them anything higher than a C. Maybe D.
Peoples-Jones may.
I think he's going to be a steal if he steps up because he's not a receiver.
I say C is
C.
C is pretty good. I think C is perfect.
You know, that's why I said C, borderline D. What you think, DJ?
Okay. I finally found him on here.
They should say.
I would say C because nothing really jumps out at me here. I'm like, they got another tackle, which it looks like I'm not familiar with this guy, but you know, let's see, not specifically him, but I felt like they just got positions of depth and stuff like that. So
hey, I'm not a Pats fan anymore. I don't give a flying fuck what they do. I don't care if they go 0-16. I do know Belichick doesn't have shit up his sleeves because that was the first time that he admitted basically that he was fucking wrong. Oh, well, you know, it wasn't meant to be no quarterback draft.
Well, I think Delpit and Willis is going to start right away.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm looking at everybody else. Maybe Peoples-Jones. I'll give him a D.
I would have also thought that they could have drafted a quarterback.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, because you got to, at this point in juncture, you really have to look at Baker Mayfield.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing.
Side eye.
I'm not disagreeing. But
so he's.
I don't think so.
Because I look at Baker Mayfield, it just, to me, he has to perform in both phases, on the field and off the field.
I don't think there's any way they can possibly draft the quarterback in that situation. You fired a coach because of him, and you fired another coach because of him. There's no way you can do that.
Well, that's Cleveland's organizational fault.
I mean, that's fine, but still, you can't. No.
Who you want to pick next? What team you want to get next?
Let's do the Broncos because somebody mentioned them.
Yeah, I saw it earlier. Yeah.
Jared Jeudy first, Ken Hamler second. Excellent picks.
Jared Jeudy easily. I hate the fucking Broncos, but Jerry Jeudy, great pick.
Those first 2 were really good. Tyree Cleveland could be another steal.
Okay, here we go.
Cushionberry's going to be good.
Yeah, Cushionberry's going to be good. Everything else tells me.
Motherfucker's name is McTelvin.
McTelvin.
Holy fuck.
They look like a bunch of you got the receivers you wanted, and everybody else looks like a bunch of needs.
Depth at guard.
Yeah. Tight end depth. You got defensive tackle. a tight end. Look like a bunch of needs. I'm gonna give these guys a C. A solid.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go L because I don't like how the coach treats Drew Lock.
Well, he did better at it.
No.
At the beginning of the season, I was like, yo, his ass need to be fired.
I'll go B.
You'll B? DJ, what
I'll
you
go
got?
for C.
Oh, but C, I got C too. C is fairly good. All right, let's get this up a little bit. KC, what you got?
Who cares? I mean, the Super Bowl champions is not even really.
Yeah, that's not really an issue. With it.
I
would automatically give them a
But
C.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire is
yeah,
a
I like
pick.
I like the first two picks. Everything else, I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, no.
I'm giving them a C because I don't like nothing else after the first two.
Mm-hmm.
Steelers.
What we got with the Steelers?
Claypool, great pick.
Yes, and that's who NY wanted for the Jets. And you know what? I'm surprised he's not here for this episode. We should have coerced him to get in here.
Alex Highsmith, is that?
Well, we can't get him in here because of the obvious reason.
Oh yeah. That's true.
Alex Highsmith, is that Alonzo Highsmith's
son or something like that?
I'm not. I think so. Don't quote me on that.
Highsmith isn't a very.
I'm like the last few years we've been running into a lot of second generation
players, right?
Yeah, so it's
like that kid from that was in the XFL, like Ricky Prohl's son.
No, I guess he's not related. No, he's not related to.
Yeah, because I'm trying to look back on the Ravens because didn't the Ravens pick up Rick Steiner's son?
I think
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so the Ravens picked up a former pro wrestler's son. So that would be like the second or third professional wrestler's son.
What about Anthony McFarland? Is that Booker McFarland's son?
Who?
Anthony McFarland. Is that Booker McFarland's son?
I doubt it. The
only way he could be he has to be my son because my wife birthed him. All right.
Fucking milk done head ass.
Wow.
Steelers draft, I will give them
you know what? I'm gonna give them a B. They drafted a running back. They needed that. They drafted Claypool, who's gonna be, I think, a steal in the second round. Highsmith, I don't know him, but I think they did need help at linebacker. I'm gonna give him a B.
A B.
I'm gonna go B.
I can give him that. That's pretty solid. That's pretty good.
Who else we got left?
We got
Colts.
Colts. All right.
Michael Pittman Jr., great pick. Jonathan Taylor, great pick. Julian Blackmon, great pick.
You playing around. These dudes are on the way of getting an A. They looking really good right now.
I got an A for him, bro.
Desmond Patton is really good from Washington State.
Isaiah Rodgers might end up being a steal.
I heard a few things about him too from UMass. I heard some pretty good.
Glasgow actually was pretty good. He went crazy low.
Why did he end up going in the 6th round?
Because Michigan, I'm telling you, that's another guy from Michigan. Their whole team underperformed last year, and it.
But the thing is, the beginning of the season, their defense was really good.
It was, but yeah,
they addressed the quarterback situation because Philip Rivers.
They even drafted a DT.
Yeah,
they needed that for a year, man. I got an A for him.
Yeah, I like what they did in that draft. I'll give them an A. That they did good. San Francisco, what you guys got?
Let's look at this.
Yeah, let's look.
DT, okay, I like it.
Kinlaw is pretty good.
Ayuk is pretty good.
Ayuk is good. He is good.
I was watching his highlights when he got
Charlie Warner is so. I don't like the tight end too much, but they got Kittle, so it's not a definite need. But I didn't like he's so. I think he's
another team they didn't really need to do much, but Kinlaw is a great pick.
I do like the wide receiver picks because I know they just traded away one of their receivers.
Yeah, so. Jawan Jennings is good too from Tennessee. He played pretty. Matter of fact, I remember Jawan Jennings. I think he used to be their quarterback at one point, and he moved the receiver.
I think that Kinlaw picking Juke in the next round. I'll give him a B.
Yeah, I'll give him a B for this. The only knock I got really is the Warner pick, but the fact that they already got Kittles is not that big of a deal. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's not like they needed a tight end. I mean that's right there. It's complimentary right there.
We got a couple teams from the NFC West left.
I was about to say, let's look at the standard division. Which one you want to get, Rams or Seahawks?
Let's go Seahawks.
All right, let's go Seahawks.
Jordan Brooks, good pick.
Seahawks, Jordan Brooks. Yeah, that is a good pick.
Kobe Parkinson. I'm just gonna go based on the fact he went to Stanford. They always have great tight ends.
Outside of those two,
I wonder if Seattle was going to pick up Jordan Reed because I know they were entertaining him for a little bit.
Yeah,
but they
outside of that, I don't. DJ Dallas, so. I think their other running back is better, but
they need help. They need help at corner, man. They didn't drop the corner. I'm gonna give them a D.
Yeah, I'm gonna give these guys a D. I don't like what they did outside of the tight end and Jordan Brooks.
Yeah, like, I have to agree with that.
Dallas, yeah, DJ Dallas is okay, but the other running back for Florida was actually better, but he actually decided to stay.
Rams.
Let's see.
Running back they drafted for a need, so that's good.
I like the Cam Akers pick. Van Jefferson, so. Jordan Fuller for Ohio State.
Jordan Fuller might be a steal at 6.
They picked up a kicker and a guard in the 7th round. I'm looking at this. It looks like they got a couple of good players. I can give this a C, borderline D.
I'll say C.
I'll
be nice. I'll say C.
All right.
One down here.
Buffalo Bills. What you got? The Buffalo Bills.
Epinesa is good.
Yeah, Zach Moss.
Zach Moss is good.
Jake Fromm. We don't know.
Fromm's interesting.
Yeah.
Just because they took Tyler Bass, I'm gonna give him a B.
I like Tyler Bass. That dude is great.
Because they drafted a running back early, which was good. Fromm's an interesting one. He might be a bit of a project, but he's one that you can easily mold. I think he has all the intangibles.
They got 2 more receivers to go with Stephon Diggs as well. So I mean, even with Jake Fromm pushing Josh Allen, he really has no excuse. He has weapons.
Yeah, I think a B is.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with B as well.
Give him a B.
Oh man, Panthers. Okay. Derek Brown, good pick.
Yeah, I like the Derek Brown pick. Everybody was talking about
I don't know too many of these.
I don't know that many.
I don't know anybody either. Everybody was talking about this. The 2nd round pick, Yeta Gross Matos, but I don't know nothing about him. Everybody was like talking real high on him. I'm giving these guys a D. I don't know.
Troy Pride he could possibly be a steal.
Possibly a C.
Possibly a C. Yeah,
I'll go D, man. I'm sorry.
Lions.
What we got here?
Okuda, DeAndre Swift, excellent picks in the beginning.
Aquara is another good pick.
Yeah, Aquara is another good one.
Cephas is another good pick.
This is a good one. That's all I'm about to say.
Took a running back. That's good.
Jason Huntley, trash.
Wow.
That dude's not good. He really isn't. I saw him play against Georgia Southern. He had like maybe 20 yards. He's not good. I don't know what they were thinking with that one.
I think the first 4 picks carry them.
Yeah, 5 possibly.
5, yeah, Cephas. I'm gonna go C.
Yeah, I'll go C. I'll go C with that one. I'm like, I know they addressed losing Darius Slay, so
yeah, that was huge. And then they turned around and got DeAndre Swift, which
he said, "I don't trust Georgia QBs." That's funny.
I don't blame him.
Yeah.
All right, we got down to the Chargers and the
Bengals. We'll go Bengals.
Okay. I mean, come on. Joe Burrow's obviously what we were here for.
Mm-hmm.
T. Higgins, good pick in the 2nd round.
That was a good pick. Now that one was a good pick. That was real good.
Logan Wilson, help at linebacker. I mean, honestly, whoever they drafted, as long as it was best available at that point, was fine because they need help in a lot of places.
Yeah, they turned record back around and got Davis Gaither out of Appalachian State. He can't tackle. He didn't do too good tackling against our running back.
They got online help, so
yeah.
I'm gonna go A. You got Joe Burrow. You got T. Higgins. I'm gonna go A, man.
I'm gonna go A.
Okay.
I'm gonna go A just based on the fact that there was no controversy.
Personally,
Joe Burrow's who you had to take, and you had to take a target in the second round because you could always trade away AJ Green. I know they keep acting like they're not gonna. But I think those two picks were pretty much home runs, and I think they got depth in the later round. So
yeah, I was being a little biased and with the Crapalachian State pick, but
you definitely
you may. Chargers at the end, the last team, Herbert,
Justin Herbert, and Kenneth Murray are two great picks. Joshua Kelly, interesting. He's gonna be interesting.
KJ Hill went in the 7th round. Wow.
Wait a minute, is Joe Reed Andre Reed's son? Or is Joe? I've never heard of this kid. So,
I'm gonna give these guys a B. This is a really good.
I give it a B.
Same here.
This is a solid B.
Yeah.
All right, so took us almost 2 hours, but we got it done. That don't look too bad. You look at all the teams; it looks pretty accurate in my eyes. I don't see anything.
We're being fair to a lot of teams in that C bracket. So
yeah, I was thinking about that, and I think we was a little generous in that B one too.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all saw the PS5?
Well, of course I did because I'm the one who sent the picture. In which it confirmed what I thought it was going to be. Two-tone, mostly white though. So for those that are racist towards colors, you may be disappointed. But I like the two-tone look of it. Are we going to put the picture up?
Yeah, I'm about to get it right now. I have to go back up into the video.
Pooh said he saw no news on the PS5. That's because we're making this one news.
Right. Come on.
I would make it news.
If you can find a link, DJ.
Shit reminds me of the Dreamcast.
Hold on, let me go to.
I'm trying to go to my DMs right now. To the DM, and it won't refresh.
This shit legit reminds me of Dreamcast.
Yeah, and to tell you the truth,
shit looks like a router.
Well, it seems like that's what the Xbox Series X looks like, a damn router / server.
Yeah, that thing look like a little yeah.
Oh, I didn't send it as a picture. It was a YouTube channel.
Yeah, it was a YouTube
video. That's what I'm trying to find so I can get it.
Hold on.
Oh, I got it. Never mind.
Oh, okay, good.
I got it. All right, y'all. I'm gonna show this on the screen so everybody can see what the PS5 looks like. If people didn't see it. All right, let's hit play. This is the PS5. This is what it looks like.
And yes, it does look like a router, but I like it though.
I think it looks pretty sleek. That looks pretty good.
I fucking said it looks like a fridge. What are you talking about?
No, it doesn't look like a fridge.
Who said?
No, not the PS5. You said the Xbox Series X looks like a fridge.
I like the little thing that it can sit on. I like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I think it's pretty dope.
I just like the fact that now we have an official view.
So now I got a question. You look at this right here. Look at the two ports.
Those are USBs.
Now
HDMIs.
They got the two HDMIs. Do you think they have the same thing they had with the Xbox, where you can route one console in and it'll show into the other, like how the Xbox One did, Bills? Like you can use two HDMI, one go in and one go out, like use it as a TV box?
I would say, yeah, that's probably exactly what it is.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, I think
down here you got the Ethernet cord.
Power, the Ethernet cord, power cord, and the backup audio.
Yeah, you got the Dolby Digital.
Mm-hmm.
The Tosca.
Sign right there. DTS. Yep.
Yeah.
I definitely like the design. I'm sorry. I definitely like the design. It's definitely sleek, clean, and like I said, when you're looking at the controller, I kind of could put two and two together and say that, well, I'm assuming the console is going to look like the controller a little bit. And there we are. My
thing is, my only knock on it, I wish it would come in black, Because
Yeah, I don't like the color.
even if it don't come in black, it should have came in the traditional PlayStation 1 gray, one of the two. But the black, the black, blue, and white. I mean, the blue is traditional because you see the blue that's coming from the inside.
Mhm.
That's traditional PlayStation. The blue is, but the everything else, it kind of it reminds me of the PS1. I mean, the PSX. I mean.
Mhm.
Do y'all remember the PSX, the one that came out? Y'all may not remember it.
I
The
think
PSX,
so.
it came out in Japan. It was a PlayStation 2 with it was a DVR, a PS2 DVR.
Yeah, I remember it.
Yeah, it reminds me of that. So, I'm not knocking. I think it looks good, but to me it feels like it breaks to the tradition of a PlayStation. I think it'd be better, I thought it'd be better if it was all black.
I think for me, I just like most of my consoles that I've gotten. I'm like the last all white console I had was a 360.
Mm-hmm.
So it would definitely break a pattern for me to get like a two-tone type of console. So I like I said, I like it as it is. So now I at first I had issues with the controller because I am on record saying that maybe they should go for all black controller, but now that one has matched with the other, as long as they match, I'm good to go.
Okay. I'm actually I like how this looks. I don't have anything else.
The only issue with PS5, and this was another thing that came out, is that it's gonna be limited as far as production because of the whole COVID situation. So if you're it's an incentive to pre-order, but really a smart person would not pre-order because you want to get rid of the bugs and whatever, because the first issue of PS5 definitely will not be the best issue of the PS5, just like with the Series X.
All right.
So see how that works out. And then also just to see how people when they get these PS5s, how was the shipping done, just to get the experience from that, just whether you want to hold off or get a PS5 or a Series X, and we'll see what happens from there. Oh, and also other news, we also know that The Last of Us 2 is coming out, July? Was it June?
June 16th.
June 16th. And I think Ghost of Tsushima is coming out July. Was it July 27th? Something like that. But we have release dates on those two games because, with The Last of Us 2, there was a huge leak because some employee was disgruntled and stuff like that. But that's pretty much it.
I was just curious because I'm looking at this now, and a lot of people saying that this may not be the console.
It's on the goddamn Sony.
I'm just listen.
channel.
But that's not an official Sony YouTube page though.
I'm not. I mean, DJ, you sent this to us. I'm just kind of curious about that.
That's a commercial. I'm like, it wouldn't do all that unless
that YouTube page has 2.3 thousand followers. I'm sorry.
I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm just saying. I'm just curious about that.
I don't trust it, and I hope it don't look like that.
Let me. I can go back and double check. Let me see.
I'm looking right at it. I was looking at it on my phone.
No. I'm not talking about like that channel. I'm trying to look up other sources as well. Because we'll see.
Cause I'm just looking at it, and I just want to know what you thought about it because this man making me put a question mark on his goddamn title now.
The only thing they confirmed was the next gen party event.
Yeah, just to cover my ass, our ass, I put a question mark next to that damn topic.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, I'm looking at it, and I'm like, okay, they look nice. And I wasn't even looking at the comments. I just started looking at the actual channel. I was like, It looks real, but I'm like, because it looks like the controller, like, okay. But nevertheless, what you guys think? Everybody saying no?
I don't like it anyway, so
I think it looks nice. I like the way it looks. I don't think it is what it is. Once I got my, started looking at this.
Shit don't look like a console, bro. Shit looks like a fucking PVR.
He sounds like a PVR.
Shit looks like my fucking Hapog PVR, bro.
Hey, don't blame me. You know who to blame. Don't blame me for the misinformation.
You said
Yeah.
VF.
I'm like, if this is wrong, then it's wrong. I will admit to that. I'm like some of these other people that will just die on the hill.
Right,
But that's why I'm checking. That's why I'm checking it now, just to make sure. But yeah, I'm like the commercial looked official to me.
Yeah, don't blame me. I'm just the guy that's I give everybody here gets a chance to bring their own topics to the table. I bought the NFL draft rankings topic.
In the meantime, you're like, man, I don't want to talk about the documentary every week. But anyway,
that's where you guys come in. You guys can talk about that. Speaking of that, let's jump to that. Chris Thomas, we were talking about it, and just hit rewind. Tell me what you think. Last year's episode 3 and 4 was last night. Was it last night? No, it was
Sunday night, 9 through 11.
Yeah,
9 to 11. My fault.
I enjoyed them, but my co-host here, I know one for sure has a bone to pick with it, and I think DJ has another perspective. Me, I'm backing out of it because I did say I did not want to talk about these two episodes. I'm dead serious. I don't.
You was trying to, like, last week you were talking about it like that was the whole documentary. I was just like, I was trying to tell you from the beginning, it's going to be multiple weeks.
I have nothing else.
People are all on this, and we are a sports podcast, and this is a big part of sports right now.
This is where you guys come in. Me personally,
he's gonna step.
I have nothing to say. Yeah, I'm staying out of it. I said what I had to say
until you say the next word, because I promise you probably will say something and go into detail about it before we're done with this topic. Watch.
Start off.
I'm gonna let DJ start.
Okay, so episode 3 or 4 is pretty much mostly about Dennis Rodman. And I thought I liked the fact that it was mostly about Dennis Rodman because it's probably one of the most misunderstood individuals in all of basketball, as far as I'm concerned. I'm glad we got some insight to the fact that he's an introvert. Somebody got that right. What was her name? She talked about it after the documentary went out. That she accurately said, "Yeah, he's an introvert." So it's like a lot of things that he would do, say, whatever, would be misconstrued because when he communicates with people, he uses a lot of inside language. So people on the outside, like, the fuck is he talking about? This is weird ass. The fact that he broke down different people's shots and how the ball would spin, that would rule where he would position himself on rebounds. There was another thing that was explained later, and that was the just to go on to, because this was kind of like Dennis Rodman / Phil Jackson and that relationship, and then Phil Jackson's origins. I didn't even know that he originally. I knew he played for New York when he was younger, but I didn't know he had like coached overseas a little bit. And also I didn't know he really didn't have my curiosity is what type of offense he had before Texas Winners got a hold of him. That was an interesting question that I got from that aspect of it. And then the fact that there was a dynamic while Doug Collins was coaching, that Tex Winners was trying to get this offense in Doug Collins' offense, and Doug Collins was like, no. And I'm like, of course you're going to have Jordan pop up in it. I'm like, there were moments where it felt like, let me see. Like the whole situation of, okay, if Phil Jackson wanted to do something, instead of necessarily going to management, he went to Jordan, especially about Dennis Rodman needing a vacation for about 48 hours. And Jordan telling Phil Jackson, yeah, he's not going to be back in 48 hours, trust me. So I thought that was interesting. But I'm going to end it there because I know Bills wants to go in. That's a deep breath.
Okay. Where do I start?
Oh boy.
Okay. The production of this documentary is top notch. However, the storytelling of this documentary to me is it's leaving a lot of shit out that is strategically being left out, and the way that they are showing things about certain people and about certain teams is very, 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 very selective, and they're kind of lying by omission with how they're doing a lot of things, and I don't like it, because if you're a documentary, you're not supposed to put a slant on things. It is what it is. You're supposed to show facts. You're documenting what happened. And this is coming across to me a lot more like I put on Twitter, like a slanted autobiography than a documentary. Now, the Dennis Rodman stuff was great. I knew about the whole suicide thing. I already knew about that. That was on the Pistons Bad Boys documentary, if I'm not mistaken. But there's certain things that rub me the wrong way in this episode. Like, for example, the fact that I felt like they were creating a perception about the Pistons that just simply wasn't true. Yeah, the Pistons were a very physical team, and yes, they did flagrant foul guys, but it wasn't 48 minutes of that. And the way they created the perception to people who probably didn't watch the Pistons, don't know much about them, they kind of created the perception that that's what the Pistons were. They didn't talk enough about why the Pistons defensively gave Jordan trouble. They just kind of talked about how the Pistons played like junkyard dogs and bullies, which I thought was a bit bullshit. Also, to go to the point about how they were kind of making it seem like Jordan was getting all of this undue criticism. I'm sorry, you haven't won. You're getting criticism for a reason. The criticism wasn't nearly as bad as other players who hadn't won, because he's the only player I can remember that got interviewed on the losing team directly after his team just lost in a closeout game. They went to him while the other team is running to the locker room celebrating. They didn't grab any player from the winning team. They went to him. It's fucking weird. I'm sorry. So yeah, I think they're putting a slant on a lot of things, and it's not really starting to bother me. It doesn't really surprise me. It's just something I see and I observe, and I don't like that. I think that this entire documentary is slanted towards a certain narrative that they're trying to push, and it's starting to make me enjoy this documentary less and less as it goes on. Oh, and by the way, one more thing. Phil Jackson's a brown-nosed little prick, and Tex Winter should have been the coach of that team, but the only reason he wasn't is because Phil Jackson's a brown-nosed little prick who was friends with Jerry Cross, and went and wiggled his little way in to that job. Just Doug Collins alluded to it, but he didn't really want to say it. But yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah,
it's safe to come out now.
Man,
you know you want to talk about.
No, man, I ain't got nothing. No, seriously, I don't have anything.
You're talking about your team, for God's sake.
Man, I done told you how I felt about this team from that last week. These motherfuckers.
Yeah, but that was episode 1 and 2. You had 3 and 4.
Man, they sabotaged my team. This is the reason why we always be losers for the rest of our lives.
Here's a question I have. Go ahead, Gio.
Like the whole fact that how John Paxson rose to be trusted by Jordan, that was also revealed how that happened. It was just the fact that, and I knew this about Jordan in the triangle from reading the book, The Jordan Rules. He even states he fought the triangle He did not like the triangle.
Of course he didn't. But see, that's part of my issue with Jordan. Part of my only issue with Jordan really is the fact that he didn't start holding his teammates accountable until he realized it was affecting his legacy. I think that's bullshit. You hold your teammates accountable regardless because that's what you're supposed to do as a leader.
That's a stretch.
It's a stretch, really, is it?
That's a stretch.
Okay. So before that, when he wanted the ball in his hands 24/7, it was fine for his teammates to stand around and not do shit.
That was the system he was playing under. That was Doug Collins that had the offense that was just built around him.
Doug Collins was very subservient to Michael Jordan in the first place. And he clearly he made a point of that.
So
that was Michael Jordan's fault.
No, it is Doug Collins' fault.
It's not, because Michael Jordan clearly had more power than Doug Collins. You just said you just admitted he was subservient to Michael Jordan. That means Michael Jordan had more power. Michael Jordan as a leader didn't hold his teammates accountable until it was time for his legacy to be repaired. And then all of a sudden, I'm going to start holding dudes accountable in practice. Yeah, okay, man. Whatever.
Well, if you think about it, when an offense gets put into place that's going to rely more on your teammates than you by yourself, of course, it's like automatic.
But that wasn't. But it wasn't a result of the system.
When the offense was more in his control,
it wasn't a result of the system.
The only person he could hold. No, but that was one of the results of the system. That wasn't the only one. But what I'm saying is, when you're in an offense where you're getting the ball almost 99% of the time, the only one you can really hold accountable is you.
When you're in control in the court and you know the ball is in your hands 90% of the time, it is your job to go to your coach and say, I see people that are open in this situation and we need to get them the ball, period. He vehemently resisted that, because he said, as long as I'm getting the stats, if I don't win, that's fine. Oh, shit, they're not calling me Magic and Larry? Oh, fuck. Well, you know what?
My thing is,
let's be honest.
When it comes to coaching, the coach has to be the coach, regardless. He needs to step in and say, look, you need to do this, this, and this. And that would make the team better.
Because Jackson was able to come in and do it.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
There's a reason Phil Jackson was able to do it.
The fact that Doug Collins didn't do that's more on Doug Collins, because that's Doug Collins' job.
Doug Collins' job at that time was not to coach that team up to get them anywhere near the playoffs or the finals. His job was to get the ball into Jordan's hands and build his accolades.
That you have to go a little higher for that one.
Okay, but what I'm saying is we're talking about on court.
They didn't even
go ahead. When you look at the definition of a coach, he did not do his job in that aspect, and that's not on
Jordan. Didn't do his job on the court as a player either. Then.
No. My thing is that's not on the players. You're going to play as your coach.
What? Bro. No, come on. We really believe this right now?
Absolutely.
If you coach a system where the one player is the main scorer and the one that's getting the main opportunities,
was Jordan the leader of that team? Yes or no?
You're going to play as your coach, regardless you're the leader or not.
That's not true at all. If you're the franchise player and you're the best player in the league,
what's the use of a coach then?
What's the use of a coach? We just saw Tyronn Lue in this situation. We saw David Blatt in this situation. Are we really to say that you play according to how you coached?
Okay, basically, you just named two coaches that we clearly knew that they weren't coaching.
Right? So you mean like Doug Collins?
But wait a minute. But when David Blatt was coaching, he gets fired.
Exactly.
When David Blatt was coaching, he got fired, and Doug Collins got fired in the offseason too.
Exactly,
and both of them got fired for the same reason, because they were.
When you look at 99.99999%
Cummings,
when you look at the 99.99999% of coaching, you coach the players to play your philosophy. It's not on the player if they follow your philosophy and do what they're told.
Because it went on for two coaches before Phil came in.
Michael Jordan was the franchise player and the best player in the league.
This has nothing to do with Jordan. That's
it has plenty to do with it because if you are the leader on the court,
they drafted him, and all of a sudden he comes in and it's like, oh shit, this kid is scoring a whole bunch of points. This kid is like he's the best player on the court right now. Of course, they're gonna get an offense around him, but it took Phil Jackson to take that away a little bit to be able to get more out of the team.
So what you're saying is Jordan wasn't allowed to get the ball to people that were open simply because of how. But this is what you're saying.
No, that's not.
This
is
what you're saying. It is
saying
because I
you
said
are the scorer. You are the primary scorer, pretty much the only scorer on the team. You get that mindset that you have to take all the shots. You have to score all the points.
You do know he initiated all the plays from 87 to 89 too, right?
The only way you know that you have control over the offense is if the ball is in his hands.
Michael Jordan had the ball in his hands 90% of the time.
That's what I'm saying. That's coaching.
He dictated.
That's the product of coaching.
He didn't
just come to the ball. It was like, I need the ball 90% of the time. Really?
But you're not. But you're not
making the game in North Carolina. All of a sudden, he can walks on.
But you're not. But you're not making.
I need the ball 90% of the time.
But you're not making sense right now because I never said that he asked for that. What I said was when you are on the court, you dictate who gets the ball is the leader and the person who has the ball 90% of the time.
Oh no! You run the plays coach tell you to.
Right.
No, you don't. You don't always run. No, you don't. No players do. No players that no top 5 player in the league runs the players.
DJ, you know what? This is
absolutely ridiculous.
DJ, you know what this is? This is a product of 2 different eras. You clearly can see it.
Yes,
because the Bills is in a different era.
It's not that at all. It has nothing to do with that.
There never was a situation.
Back in those days, the coach
ran the plays, and he told the point guard to run the play, or they told their best player to run the plays.
Michael Jordan was a so-called best player in the league. Michael Jordan could get the ball to whoever he wanted to in any situation. I'm not hearing this bullshit.
They told him not to.
I don't care if they told him not to. He had more power in the franchise than Doug Collins, but you're gonna tell me they told him not to? Oh my god!
Okay. You have to understand that. You have to understand Jordan is not that type of player. Jordan
Who got fired.
So here we no. Answer this question.
Go ahead.
Lead up until Scottie Pippen, who did Jordan have to rely on?
Who did Jordan have to rely on? Whoever was open when 3 and 4 people collapsed on him.
George Gervin.
So wait a minute. So wait a minute.
Really?
Wait a minute. Okay,
I'm talking about all the players up until
DJ.
Even Pippen.
DJ. So you're pinning names to open guys.
I'm just saying.
You're You're pinning names. You're pinning names to open guys, right?
And was paid to score.
You're pinning names to open guys.
Got him the chance to score pretty much 90 to 95%.
Okay. So what I learned today was Jordan wasn't allowed to pass out of double teams. He wasn't allowed to not take because literally what I said was on the court he can get the ball to whoever he wants to, and y'all are making it out to be they call isolation every time. So I watched the game. That's all I have.
I think in the documentary, Doug Collins even said that's how it was. That they gave
Doug Collins said that on one play. He said the play was
to get the ball.
They called plays for Michael Jordan to get the ball,
and the Bulls ran those plays.
Just like they called plays for Magic Johnson to get the ball, and Magic Johnson said, "Oh, I see something that I could exploit here." Oh, here we go. So now it's a different player. So Magic Johnson. Okay. So now I also learned.
Playmaker.
Here we go.
I'm just saying.
So we're talking about Michael Jordan as a. Hold on. We're not gonna do this. We're not gonna do this because we're not gonna pretend that people say, "Oh, Michael Jordan's a complete player," but no, it's a scorer. It's not a playmaker.
I don't think none of us
saying he was a complete player.
We're just telling you how they ran their offense.
Bro, what I'm saying to you right now is the fact that you're talking about one guy couldn't do this because that's not how it was back then. I give you an example of another guy. Hold on.
A whole lot of points.
Can I finish?
That's how the coaches ran it, man.
Can I finish?
Go ahead.
You said Michael Jordan couldn't do this, right? Because back then, no, that is exactly what you said. Because you said the coaches were calling the plays, correct? That's literally what you said.
That's how they ran it.
Cool.
They were calling the plays for him to wind up with the ball.
That's great. They were calling plays for him. That was great. They were calling plays for him. That's terrific. So you say that's the case, right? I give you an example.
So the coaches didn't see anybody else that could score with him.
Example of a guy who says, "There's a play call for me, but I see an audible I can run in this play because he's open. I'm gonna dish the ball to him." And you said, but I was talking about Magic Johnson back then. We're not talking about now.
Hold on, who was the coach of the Lakers back then?
Pat Riley, somebody who has way more. Somebody they ran a different offense. Yeah, the offense was players adapt on the fly, and I have all the power to tell you not to, but I won't.
It wasn't like that in Chicago. Just how
Doug Collins is not going to tell Michael Jordan, the best player on his team, that he cannot find open men simply because the play was drawn up for him. You are not going to make me believe that.
Bro, they said that. That's what the whole reason why the whole situation.
They said it for one play.
No, they said that was pretty much the entire 88.
They said Tex Winter was trying to convince them to take the ball out of Jordan's hand.
And what Doug Collins did. And what Doug Collins did. Doug Collins said, "No, we're going to run this." It took Phil Jackson to come in.
We're talking about an offensive system. I'm talking about how players react on the court. That's two completely different things.
I'm just telling you how they ran it in Chicago.
And I'm telling you how players should react on a basketball court when they're considered the best basketball player in the world, is what I'm telling you. It doesn't
work like that just because somebody.
Okay. So Doug Collins said take a contested jump shot over three guys because that's how it's drawn up.
Let's look at this scenario. I feel that Kyle Shanahan should have ran the ball. Just because I feel like it, that doesn't mean that they're going to do it.
Okay,
that's just how they run things.
And that's another example of Matt Ryan can easily call that audible at the line and switch out.
And we all found out he couldn't do that because that's the way that the coach wanted it to be done.
He could easily have audibled out of it. It's like that on all NFL teams. You're not telling me that a dude's not giving checks at the line.
Wait, who institutes those checks though?
Who institutes those checks? The coach institutes those checks in practice and tells you what to look for and what to check to. It doesn't mean that the player can't check to a different.
Some offensive coordinators don't have
checks. Then the quarterback has nothing to go to.
Some offensive coordinators don't have that in their repertoire. They just don't.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Shanahan even allows Jimmy Garoppolo to check at the line. He's a way less skilled quarterback.
We see how
my God. Hey, we're not talking about how it panned out. We're talking about what was allowed and what wasn't allowed. We're going back to the fact that now y'all made so you're telling me that the play was drawn up for Jordan to take a fadeaway over three guys because that's how the play was drawn up. That's what you're telling me.
The way history says it.
Jordan, don't pass to the guy standing open.
Now look at it. The way history.
And Doug Collins had it.
I'm just telling you, the way history is set up and the way we look at how things played out during the Jordan Collins era, you might be 100% accurate on that. That's how
that is not how it worked, bro.
Okay, then why did you say Jordan and Collins had a rift between this?
I watched entire series with Cleveland.
Okay, why did Collins and Jordan never had a rift about this?
They never had a rift about it because of the fact
between Phil Jackson and Tex Winters and versus Doug Collins. That was the rift.
The rift was the fact that Michael Jordan was fine with getting his stats how he got them until the coach came and said, "Hey, you should pass the fucking ball."
The coach.
I don't want to do that. Yeah, the coach that had this newfound power because he was a friend of the fucking GM. That's the only reason why he had that stroke to do that.
And that's what coach is supposed to do. Like I said, 99.
If Doug Collins wanted to tell Michael Jordan to pass the ball, he wouldn't have been able to do it even if he wanted to.
Like I said, he didn't want to. That's the problem.
I said even if he did want to, he wouldn't have been able to tell Michael Jordan.
And that's the anomaly that we'll never know because he never wanted to do it. He said he'll tell you himself. He didn't care about passing to nobody else. The coach had it set up.
What I'm talking we're not talking about calling plays. We're talking about adjusting on the fly.
That was
as the so-called best.
That was not.
So the system wasn't to play basketball.
No, it wasn't. And you see how they kept losing.
Okay. VF, stop. You're not telling me that a guy is told that he can't pass to an open guy just because it was drawn up. That's literally basketball.
Bro, that's what they ran.
Even if you ran the play to a T and got to a spot where Jordan was supposed to take a shot, you're not telling me that they said, no, Jordan, if you were there, you take the shot. Don't pass it to the guy that's open. That is not what happened.
This is also the same like coaching or whatever.
From 86 to 89, that's basically how it was.
Okay, cool. So if that's the case, why did Michael Jordan take 3 shots in the quarter that he only had 1 field goal then? What were they running then?
Well, I have no idea, but I know.
Okay, so you're telling me. But you're telling me.
What year and what game was that?
I'm saying
that was against Detroit. That was against Detroit in the closeout game.
I know the majority of the season when that man averaged 37.1 a game, it was literally him and nobody else.
What I'm asking you is,
they ran it. If
Michael Jordan scored 18 points in Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals in a series tiebreaker, and he had 1 point in the fourth quarter. So you're telling me that a guy that only attempted 3 field goals in that quarter scored 1 point. What were they running then?
Bro, you can.
What were they running then? Okay. So the reason that he didn't pass was because he was too busy getting beat up. Well, I'm sorry. The reason he didn't shoot. The reason he didn't shoot. So that happened all quarter. You're telling me that the number one option on the basketball team could get 3 shots up in a 12-minute quarter, which you paid every minute.
If you want to hang your hat on that 1 quarter, that's fine. But
I'm not hanging my hat on that 1 quarter because there was another quarter that happened after that. That was the exact same shit.
That's fine. That's fine. But the 3 years.
Jackson.
The 3 years Doug Collins was there, it was literally give Jordan the ball and let him run the plays.
You're not gonna tell me that Michael Jordan did not pass out of double teams and all that because I saw it on tape and watched the game.
That's fine.
You're not gonna tell me that Michael Jordan didn't pass out of double teams.
Well, I'm not gonna tell you. Just go look at how they ran their plays.
I did pass out of double teams.
Okay, go look at the 3 years and you come back and talk to me. I have nothing else to say. I mean, it was literally that's how they ran their offense. They're telling you that. You're arguing with dudes that's telling you.
I'm not arguing with it. I'm arguing with the fact that y'all are telling me something didn't happen when it did happen. And you're telling me it wasn't allowed when clearly it was because he did it.
It wasn't allowed.
That's how they ran their offense.
With this mentality, so pass first. He was score shoot.
That's what they So which one was it? So which one was it?
Catered to that.
Okay, so first it was the play was drawn up that way. Now it's no, that wasn't his mindset. Okay, here we go.
What it was
two working in connection.
I'm just gonna leave it at this. You can keep it any way you want to. And in the 3 years that Doug Collins was there, they let Jordan do whatever he want to. Now,
now they let Jordan do whatever he wanted to.
That's how the coaching was.
You just said they let Jordan do whatever he wanted to do, correct?
As soon as he got the ball, but they ran it through a play to set that up.
They set it up, exactly.
They ran a play to let Jordan do whatever he wanted to, but at the same time, you say that he wasn't allowed.
That was
oh my god! This is hilarious. This is hilarious.
Okay, fine.
You just said he couldn't do it because he wasn't.
Right. It's going to. You're right.
Because y'all are saying things that I'm simply just asking. How can you say that when you just said one thing a second ago? You said I asked that. And you said, no, the play was blankety blank.
The play was Jordan. The play was
we were talking about how coaches ran the system. And if the coach implemented a system that took advantage of Jordan and him being a scorer, that's what they ran. And the other four players knew that.
So they ran. Let Jordan do what he wanted to.
They basically let Jordan score.
He wasn't allowed to the same time.
Once the play played out, Jordan would wind up with the ball and it was like, go and
you get the ball and you're the guy to score. That's basically
Jordan was a selfish player back then. That's the point I was.
Look, I'm not saying
that's the point I was making. The only reason we went, and the only reason we went off on the tangent is because DJ disagreed. If DJ didn't disagree, I would have never started going into the X's and O's of shit I watched and tell you exactly why it wasn't true.
It was never any reason to go X's and O's because we all knew that 37-1.
I am watching the 1985 Bulls game, Bulls versus Bucks. This is, I think, I think this was Kevin Lockery's last year, and I'm like,
I'm just trying to hear how Jordan, who every play was drawn up for him, and you said he could clearly do whatever he wanted to, DJ. How he wasn't a selfish player.
Wolvers just scored. Okay.
Yeah, basically it was he gets the ball and score. It was not, every play was basically ran around him to score.
And we're all on the same page that he could do whatever he wanted to because that's what he was drawn up, right?
They would set him up. They would set him up to score. That's basically what it was. Doug Collins, because I mean, why Jordan even liked the offense because it was basically for him to score. And we can go back to episode 4 when they said that we're going to stop doing that. What Jordan said. Oh, that's bullshit. Okay, because it was basically built for him to score.
Yeah, everything you're saying, I agree 100% with. DJ disagreed.
And that's what it was. I mean,
DJ disagreed.
And with that being said,
but DJ disagreed.
Yeah, and with that being said, he was not going to change his ways because coach let him do it.
But the point I'm making to you is DJ literally disagreed with shit that you just said, which was said in the documentary, which is the whole point of us having this conversation.
He passed off to Orlando Woolridge in that one.
Okay.
DJ. So I never.
The man said he didn't want the ball taken out of his hands, and he said he didn't like Phil Jackson because Phil Jackson was going to take the ball out of his hands. And you're saying that's not selfish?
No, there was a whole bunch of things you were saying. What I'm saying, no.
You know what? Honestly, I wouldn't call it.
The way the Bulls were running the offense,
I wouldn't call it selfish until they tried to change the offense with the triangle, and he acted the way he acted when he called it.
If you're about the triangle, then I would have to agree with you because he literally did say that. And that's why I started off reading and saying that he fought the triangle. I read that.
How can a guy who is supposed to be the best player on the team, who's supposed to be the best player in the game, how can he not? Can I finish?
I'm just saying.
How can a guy? No, we're not doing that because you're talking about a guy who transcends time. You're talking about a guy who's the greatest player of all time, right? That's all time, right? That's what you're saying.
That you fight against every single day. You think everybody that is preconditioned to this. When I didn't call you preconditioned. No, I'm just saying your argument is basically against those that
you called him the greatest of all time, right?
I said he is. That's my opinion.
So the greatest basketball player of all time, who is so worried about winning, fixated on winning, so competitive, couldn't see that a way to help his team win.
I don't think at the time he was fixated on winning as much as he was after.
I don't think that team was fixated on winning as much.
I don't think they were.
Organization was like, look, because they're trying to get this top draft pick, and Jordan's like, this.
VF, that's where I'm going with this. The fact that people act as if this man was so fixated. He has one of the greatest basketball minds in the history of basketball, but he couldn't see that homeboy was open over there. And that's why
I will say this. I don't think he didn't see him. I just think he just did what the coaches told him to do.
I don't think it was coaches. I think it was, the ball's in my hands. If I go down, I'm going to go down taking all these shots because, quite frankly,
but Doug Collins told him to do that, though.
Doug Collins can tell him whatever he wants to. We're talking about the best player on the planet here.
We're going back in circles because I just told you that's
because what you're saying is you're literally telling me that he didn't care as much about winning back then, and I'm telling you how he acted on the court when he could have made
playoffs. I know that much.
But let's go back to these episodes real quick, just for a couple of seconds. You know why he wasn't fixated on that? Because they didn't tell him to be fixated on it. He didn't let
tell a great player to be fixated on.
Oh my God!
In some cases, yes. You got to understand.
I think you're caught up in the precondition of Jordan being the greatest player.
How am I caught up in the pre? If you're telling me that this dude is fixated on winning, and you're telling me
the guy who transcends time, the greatest player of all time, I'm like, at a certain point in his career, he wasn't the greatest of all time.
TJ.
You got to think about it. You got to think about it, guys. I mean, let's be honest. A lot of these players, they have to learn how to win, and some win differently.
Doug Collins said in 1987 he already knew that Michael Jordan was the best player in basketball. Okay. So you're telling me,
but was that true?
Was it true? It's never true. It's opinion.
So there you go.
Because you're making my point. What I'm saying is, at the end of the day, you're saying I'm getting caught up in the precondition of Jordan being the greatest of all time. It has nothing to do with that.
No, I'm saying
that based on the criteria of anybody who says that somebody's the greatest of all time, that means you are the best at the sport. So you can't tell me that somebody who is the best at the sport has to be told to look for teammates.
Every best player has a coach that tells
that's what I'm saying. I mean,
something in their game.
If you're coached a certain way, you're going to run the play.
I can say that, LeBron didn't transcend until Dwayne Wade actually, and Dwayne Wade wasn't a coach, he was a team captain.
You want to know something?
He told LeBron, look.
You want to know something? DJ, you want to know something? I really did not want to bring that up, but you were so right.
Magic Johnson went to the NBA Finals with Paul Westphal as his fucking coach. Okay. Paul Westphal is one of the worst NBA coaches of all time. So what exactly did Magic Johnson need to transcend?
Magic is
what did he need?
Magic is not on the level.
Pat Riley? He already had a ring before Pat Riley.
Magic is not on the level of what we're talking about, Michael Jordan.
What?
I wouldn't even say that. I'll just right now.
When we talk about greatest of all time, Magic don't come up.
Holy shit.
We don't.
Who is we? You.
Anybody. A lot of people don't come up with Magic as the GOAT. We don't do that.
Okay. So I'm just saying. But my point was, we're talking about every player needs a great coach or whatever. It's not true.
Greatest point guard?
It's not true now.
It's only but back then Magic Johnson played.
Look at that. Good pass by Jordan down to the post. Found an open man. There we go. All right.
Oh shit. Interesting. I thought they didn't run those plays. Anyway.
I didn't say that. I just said that.
Anyway.
Like I said, I'm just telling you, like every player.
You just said Magic Johnson not even mentioned the greatest of all time conversation, which to me, I've never heard anybody say he's not in the conversation.
I rarely hear it.
I've heard Michael Jordan and Michael Jordan only from a lot of people because they're weirdos. Other than that,
I've heard Jordan, I heard LeBron, I heard Kareem. You get those.
I heard Magic.
Magic Bill Russell. You don't get Magic in the conversation very often.
Magic's in that conversation a lot.
Yeah, you rarely hear it.
And even then, like I said, the reason I brought up Magic is because.
As I did.
The reason I brought up Magic is because if you're talking about guys that have to transcend, they don't need great coaches to do that. Casey Jones wasn't a great coach. Casey Jones was coaching one of the greatest rosters of all time. Larry Bird won with 3 different coaches. I'm not trying to hear it. Jordan was a selfish player back then. And you can talk about them breeding him into being that way by handing him the ball and all that. That's fine.
It's almost akin to feeding a spoiled baby. It's almost akin to that. That's what they did to Jordan from 86 to 89.
Jordan was taught at UNC not to play like that. So you're telling me that dude
even more obvious that once he got in the NBA, he was bred to be that single-minded as a scorer.
Yeah, I mean, even in the documentary, Jordan even said that's how they ran it. That's just, I mean, even Doug
Michael
Collins
Jordan,
said that's how they ran.
Yeah, they had the ball in his hands. They didn't say shoot every time.
Yeah, Doug Collins literally. Doug Collins
said that one play at the end of the game.
Game right now, Jordan gets the ball. He's not shooting everything.
No. DJ, you're making my point. You're making my point.
No, but when
you're making my point.
You sat there and said that because my argument.
I said they didn't hold.
He wasn't allowed to pass. I was like, no. Okay. There was room for him to pass, but the reason they would get him the ball is for him to score. That was the system. That's the way they.
Yeah, that's how they ran.
That's how Michael Jordan got built up because
I get what the system was intended to do. What I'm telling you is a basketball player who is allowed to react on the court can react and throw the ball to whoever he wants to, and they are not going to sit Michael Jordan down on the bench because he found an open man, period.
He did not do that, and they didn't want him to do that.
I don't care if they wanted to do it or not. What I'm talking about is I'm holding the player accountable for doing what he needs to do on the court. I'm not talking about sets. I'm not talking about sets. I'm not talking about plays. Y'all can have that. I don't care about that. I'm talking about finding open guys.
You're holding a player accountable for going against what the coach.
I am holding a player accountable for finding open men and getting players involved when they're open because they're collapsed on him by the time the set is broken. That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, is it more on the?
But DJ just said he was allowed to, right?
No, he's not. DJ was wrong. He was not allowed to.
Now DJ was wrong. Okay, all right. You know,
I'm telling you,
we're done with the subject. DJ's wrong because he said he was allowed. You're right because you said he wasn't allowed. It's like, come on, bro. I
didn't say DJ was right. I'm just telling you what Doug Collins had him run.
But we're not talking about plays anymore.
This is where the miscommunication comes in. It comes in for the fact that it was built on priorities. His number one priority once Jordan got the ball was him to score.
Right.
His number two priority was to pass. It wasn't that he wasn't allowed to. It was the fact that he was their best scorer. So they wanted him to run over the ball to score. So
this goes to my point.
He could adapt to where he would just dish it off or whatever. I just seen it happen.
Wouldn't oftentimes.
All I know is, if you want to indict this man for listening to his coach, that's fine. I have no.
Stop! Indict him for listening to his coach.
That's what they did. Did we not listen to the
documentary? I'm done there.
Come on,
y'all admitted that Michael Jordan had more power in the organization than Doug Collins, so he had no.
No, I did not say that. I did not say that. I clearly said.
We're gonna rewind this. We're gonna rewind this.
No, stop, Bills. I clearly said coaches ran the ball. They ran the offense the way they ran. I had nothing to say that Jordan was the most powerful guy in the world.
I said Michael Jordan had more power in the organization. Y'all said, yeah, that's fine, but he's the coach. You can rewind it and say, we'll rewind it when it's over. We'll rewind it when it's over because y'all clearly said it.
Yeah, because I said that they ran the plays that Doug Collins told them to.
That's letting you have your point.
It's not letting me have my point. If you say yes, he did, that's not letting me have my point. That's saying that you're agreeing with me.
I'm sitting here talking about how well that Doug Collins was happy that they ran the offense the way he wanted them to. That's totally contradicting what I'm saying about Jordan was the most powerful
coach.
I didn't say he was the most powerful person in the organization. What I said was Michael Jordan is not going to be told by Doug Collins what plays to run and when to throw ball to an open man. Period. End of story.
But clearly, in the documentary, they said otherwise.
They said Jordan had the ball in his hands. They didn't say anything about plays and sets. They said Jordan had the ball in his hands.
They said Jordan. They clearly said Jordan had the green light to score at will.
They
They
said
clearly
Jordan
said.
had. They said they
that's why-
wanted the
and that-
ball in Jordan's hands, which means he had the
Right.
decisions. He could make the decisions, and he clearly made decisions that were irresponsible.
No. When not Phil Collins, but Phil Jackson said that, and that's when Jordan said it was bullshit.
Phil Jackson said he wanted
shoot the triangle.
You know, we're gonna discuss this after we get off the show.
He clearly said it's bullshit. He said there's no iron team, there's an iron win. I mean,
Phil Jackson talked about getting the ball out of his hands
right
within sets, and he talked about getting the ball out of his hands as far as running plays, and then he went to Jordan specifically and talked about finding the open man, and Jordan didn't say Doug Collins told me to do it. He said there's an iron win. He didn't say Doug Collins told me there's an iron win.
What? Did you hear?
Because what you're telling me is that the reason Jordan played that way was because of Doug Collins. But when Phil Jackson came up to him, Michael Jordan gave him an answer from his own personal psyche that said, "No, fuck that, I'm not passing the ball." So what are we talking about right now? But you're blaming Doug Collins for that.
Yeah, because Doug Collins told him that's the way they play.
Cool. It was
Doug Collins
it was a combination of the years of Doug Collins and Kevin Lockery that they ran the offense like that.
But that's what I'm saying. This happens pretty much in any coach.
You realize how bad the Bulls were before Jordan got there?
Not only that,
I don't care about how bad they were before he got there.
Because
they were shitty. I don't care how shitty they were before Jordan got there.
DJ,
that means nothing to me.
On top of that, he was the only one not snorting coke in the stuff. So it's just like, what could you do?
DJ, not only that, this happens in every coaching change, not even just with Michael Jordan. When they try to change different things, you're going to have some players that are rebellious, some more vocal than others. True. And clearly, when they said, hey, look for Paxton, you don't have to run what you did the last 4 years, what Jordan said, that's bullshit. There's an I in win, not in team. That he was conditioned that way by his coach. That's just how it was.
It's by the coach and the organization.
That's not just a Jordan thing. That's just when you have a new coach come in and they change their philosophy, some players are going to be on board. That's why some players leave and go to other organizations. That's why some players plan to trade when certain coaches come in.
And here's the thing. Thank God he was able to adapt to that.
Right.
Because if he didn't, they're not winning those championships.
He didn't want to, but he had no option.
Oh my God, he had no option.
Bro, we'll talk about this all. I'm done with this. This is ridiculous, man.
I'm not arguing with the notion. I'm just telling you what was said. This came out of their mouths. I mean, you can't argue with me.
And what I'm saying is, it had nothing to do with plays and sets. It had everything to do with the ball being in his hands and him making decisions. And he made irresponsible. It had nothing to do with plays. They weren't running plays every time down the court. They weren't running plays every time down the court. They weren't running plays every time down the court.
Watching the 85 playoff game against the Bucks, they're clearly running plays.
Slow down. He said, put the ball in the hand and give him the decision. You know what his decision was? Do what you want to do as far as scoring. That's basically what they told you to do. That's basically what they told him to do in 85 to 89. Well, I say 85, from 86 to 89 when Doug Collins
want to do period end of story. That's what they told him.
In the documentary, they did not say that.
They didn't have to. They said the ball was in his hands, and they said Phil Jackson wanted to get the ball out of his hands. Y'all are turning into plays and sets, and I'm telling you that the ball was
just plays and sets. It was a different system, different discipline.
Wait, how am I the only one doing it? DJ's clearly telling me they ran a play every time down the court.
No, I'm not saying nothing about plays and sets. I'm telling you, they wanted him to score.
And what
I don't know nothing about no play.
I'm watching a game right now.
I ain't watching about a game. I'm talking about over a span of 3 years when Doug Collins was the coach. The plan was give Jordan the ball and let him score. That's clearly what it was. Because the whole notion about it was he was winning scoring titles, but not winning rings. You know why he was winning scoring titles and not winning rings? Because they gave him the ball and told him to score. There was no decision making on that end. If you want to knock Jordan for the buck and the coach, fine. You can have that all day. But the coach said, let the man score at will. That's basically what they said in the documentary. That's basically what they've been saying until Phil Jackson got there. I have nothing else to say on that.
Let him. They said let him, which means he had the decision not to. Period. That's all I'm saying.
I'm watching the game right now, and he made those decisions according to the situation.
According to the situation, which means he had every allowance to do what he wanted to.
There's been a bunch of instances where he's dished the ball off when he's been double teamed.
That's terrific. So that proves my point about what he was allowed to do and what he chose to do.
Every player that plays basketball is allowed to either shoot or pass the ball.
That's pretty interesting.
All I know
his primary.
All I know is the documentary said what it said. If you want to go against the documentary, that's fine. If you want to go against Doug Collins,
I'm not going against the documentary. I'm going against everything that I'm being told about the fact that I should blame the coach because the player was given the ball and it's his job to basically put his team in a position to win at that point because, here's the ball. Here you go, Jordan. The ball's in your hands. We're not going to take it out of your hands. We're not going to tell you what set to run every single play. The ball's in your hands. You play point guard. You just said there's no set, right? Okay, cool.
There was no set.
There was no set. It was Jordan. You have the ball. You have the decision. You can make the decision.
No. He had. I mean,
Jordan, you have the ball.
When you look at the whole totality of the situation, clearly he has a brain. He has a decision. But what the coach told him to do. What the coach told him to do.
Coach told him you have the ball and it's your choice to do whatever the hell you want to do with
it. Once again, the documentary and Doug Collins in the documentary clearly said they wanted him to score at will.
They said they wanted him to score. They gave the ball and told him the ball is in your hands and he chose to do what he wanted to do. Period. That's the story.
Told him what to do and he did it. There was no choice, Bills. I don't know where you're getting that from.
There's no choice. You just said he has a choice to do it because you said he has the ball.
No. I did not say that. I said the primary thing was for him to give him the ball and score. Your choice stuff. And the same thing
actually, VF, I'm the one that's bringing up the plays and sets because I'm watching this game right now and they're clearly running plays and sets. It's just once Jordan gets the ball, it's pretty much score.
That's fine, but I'm just telling you.
He has the green light to score because he's proven that he can score at will.
That's exactly, and that's what
1985 was also when Jordan was playing far more off ball, which means he was in far less situations for him to pass the ball. I'm talking about by the time he was point guard. But anyway, you can say, "Oh my God," all you want to. It's true.
I'm just saying.
You can go back and watch the game. But I mean, really.
How about you go back and watch those games?
I don't have to go back and watch the game.
What do you mean you don't have to go back and watch those games?
I've watched them in recent history. This isn't something that I'm going back to 1987 and say, "Oh shit, what happened back then?" No, I watched the games recently. I watched basketball all the time.
You watched them recently.
What I do.
Once again, the coach said the man could score at will. That was the plan.
He was given the green light, and they ran the plays according to his abilities.
That was literally the plan. And I mean, if Jordan decided to go and follow what the coach says, I see no problem with that. That's what
Bills, if the coach gave you the green light to score at will, how would you feel?
If the coach gave me the green light,
having that system
if the coach gave
me the green light to score,
coach gave me the green light to score at will, I would say I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, I go according to who's open and what the basketball play tells me, and my brain is the best opportunity for us to win. Period. End of story. I'm not going to sit there and come in and say, "Oh, well, despite the fact I learned how to play basketball at UNC, I'm going to come in and listen to a coach who clearly doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, and I'm going to say, oh, well, no, I'm not going to pass. I'm going to force these shots because you told me to. I'm not going to do that."
That's what Jordan decided to do. And it is what it is. I mean, I don't know where else we're going to go with this. That's what he did.
I've been done with this for the past 10 minutes, so y'all can go whenever you want to.
I'm just following what the history says. I have no reason.
What I've seen, I
went by what I was seeing too. I saw a guy who can make decisions on the drop of a dime whenever he wanted to, but he said, "You know what? Fuck it. At the end of the day, I don't trust these guys. I'm gonna go and try to win the shit myself."
Yeah, I mean, and Doug Collins put that in his head to say, "Hey, you do this."
Yeah, well, Jordan was a grown ass man and had the ball in his hands and could have easily got people involved.
Well, shoot,
but whatever.
No, it don't.
They could have stepped up, but they didn't.
You tell me it didn't work like that, and I'm telling you that it did.
When it didn't work like that with their philosophy, it just didn't. I mean, I'm sorry.
But at the end of the day, you can't tell me that a guy on a basketball court with the ball in his hands can't make decisions on the fly, because I'm not talking about plays and sets. I'm talking about a guy who at the end of the day can get to a point on the court where he says, I am literally bottled up right now. I'm not taking a shot. There's somebody open. DJ's clearly pointing those examples out. He could easily do that.
99% of the time, the coach tells the players what to do, and the players follow it. Why do you think coaches get fired for bad play calling? I mean,
coaches don't get fired for bad play calling anymore because they don't really run plays
anymore. You're right, anymore. But back in the 80s,
they got fired for underperforming back in the day. They didn't get fired for bad play calling.
Right, and that form of
underperforming, it wasn't always play calling.
That form of philosophy was underperforming. He did not win a ring until he got another coach. I mean, what are we doing?
We're not, but that wasn't Jordan underperforming. That was the team underperforming.
Right, I agree. I mean, what are we talking about? I mean,
because Doug Collins got fired as a result of a brown-nosed little bitch who said, "Oh, I'm the friend of Jerry Cross, so let me get in here and let me pick Tex Winter's brain so I can take this fucking strategy and then convince Jerry Cross that this is the way we have to run the team, because if we don't, then we're not going to win anything. And I see a really good opportunity for us to go in this direction. And I don't think Doug Collins is the right goal." Well, I'm telling Doug Collins to do it. Yeah, but okay.
Hey, I mean, why do you think certain GMs and owners are just not good at what they do? I mean, that's just how it is. I mean, I can't. I'm not disagreeing with you about how things were done, but the thing is, that's
Michael Jordan was the point guard and decision maker on that team from 1987 to 1990, and he blew it when he needed to make better decisions to get more guys involved and instill confidence in them. I'm not blaming Doug Collins for that, and y'all are not going to get me to agree.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, that's where we have difference of opinion. But when you clearly see them saying themselves, this is how the coach wanted it ran. I mean, and the coach is telling you that's how I wanted it done. If you don't want to blame Coach Doug Collins for telling you this is how he wanted, that's
because we're talking about two different things. We're talking about the ball in somebody's hands versus what he does after the fact, and that's what you're drawing an interpretation of it, and it's completely different than what he said.
The thing is, what he does after that is exactly what the coach wanted him to do.
The coach wanted him to make the decision that was going to get the ball in the bucket, and it was not always a shot from Jordan.
I disagree. Doug Collins told y'all that's how it was. He said it out of his own mouth.
Doug Collins said that for one play when he said, "Give the ball to Jordan, everybody get the fuck out of the way." That was one play against the Cavaliers.
No, that's how it was for 3 years.
And he didn't say that that's how it was for 3 years. They showed one clip of him saying, "Everybody give the ball to Jordan, everybody get the fuck out of the way." That was one play.
That's how it was for 3 years, and they got tired of it and brought Phil Jackson in. I'm telling you, that's how it was.
All right, I'm done.
I don't know what to tell you. What we got? Oh yeah, we did good time despite all the content.
Just to throw this in, yeah, definitely put a question mark on that PS5 because I did already. No, I know you did already. But I was reading in the comments a little bit more. Yeah, more people.
I didn't even read the comments.
People are thinking it's more of a conceptual art because it looks real, but it looks like that the way it was done. It looked like it was supposed to be centered around the controller being
right. I didn't real
because if you look at the video, it looks kind of awkward that the system gets. It seems like it gets photoshopped in there almost. Like you can't really tell, but then it does kind of focus in on the system. But I'm not seeing anything from the official site because they have a link to the official site on there. It's just
my thing was I didn't really look at the comments. It's just after looking at it over and over again, I was like questioning it. I was like, are you sure? Because I was like, I don't know. But nevertheless, I mean, I did the question mark thing already.
All right, cool.
I haven't said this in the beginning of the podcast, but if you haven't checked us out on iTunes, SoundCloud, I did say that because he said fuck Spotify. Anyway, subscribe to any one of those entities so you can listen to us when we're not live. Also, you can follow all of us on Twitter. I know some people probably don't I know, especially Real Football Gamer. I think that's one of the guys who listen to us.
Mm-hmm.
Probably gonna be upset because I'm probably gonna discontinue the 08 series because I like the 14. I like playing on 14 a little bit more now, and I find it a little bit more compelling and easier to capture. I don't see myself going back to it, maybe, but right now it's dead. I do have another video in the can that I'm going to release later on tomorrow. And I don't have anything else. Thanks everybody for the support. This episode went about as long as the draft last Thursday, but that's cool. People are listening, people are watching, and that's important. Anything you got, DJ?
I have nothing else. I'm gonna get back and play some Grand Theft Auto. I know that much.
I got a few games I want to finish too. I may finish them up tonight. What about you, Bills?
No, I don't got none.
All right. Like I said, guys, you know what to do. Find us on Thursday. We'll be back with some more topics. I don't know. The Last of Us 2, y'all want to talk about that Thursday? Because I don't.
Not really.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I pretty much threw it out there, so it's done. Because it really was just that, and
it sucks for people who got caught in there with the spoilers, though. I mean, I didn't. I got everything muted about the game, so I know nothing. I still know nothing, and I'm keeping it that way.
I'm like, I don't even know if like what I looked at was spoiling anything, because at the same time I've seen trailers of stuff that looked like it could have spoiled something, but I was able to, like the Star Wars trailer that showed Rey as a Sith Lord, and everybody's like, oh, she gets the turn. I'm like, no, that's a vision, and it turned out to be a vision for those that have already seen it. So,
all right. Clayface, thanks for coming through. Chris Thomas, appreciate you coming through. They came in late.
Yeah, Smitty came in, and
Smitty came in. He came in and he said a few words. Appreciate that. Everybody else who's watching, man, we really appreciate it. You guys really make us go. We're not the biggest podcast, but I swear I believe we're the best. And until Thursday, come back through and check us out. We have more topics, more sports and gaming stuff. And until then, I'll see you guys next time. Well, we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Peace out. And I am going with this logo from here on out.